It's always good to know who the new folks are. Okay. Let's see. Christopher, thanks for putting the two in there. Doug, welcome back. Rob, welcome back. All right, perfect. And then let's see. Out of the returners, let us know in the chat if there's anything specific that you'd like to know. If you want to pop something in there, if you have a question, or even if you want to raise your hand and we can turn your mic on, and you want to, convey a story or a use case that you've had. Maybe you've used the platform for certain things and you're like, hey, this worked really well. It's always good to have a lot of crosstalk and examples in a lot of these trainings because sometimes someone in an industry could both be in insurance, you could both be in real estate or coaching, and someone uses something and then you pick something up from someone else. Happens a lot, which is pretty neat. Let's see, Matt. Hey, orthodontist. All right, Matt, let me pop over to you. Let's see. Looks like you put a one in there. Matt, you're more than welcome to unmute if you'd like to and say hello if you want to say hello. If Hey
Hello,
Matt,
Rob. How are
good to
you?
meet you. Yeah, so what brings you our way?
Well, I am trying to learn about this. I do have a paid plan. I've gone through all of the videos, and now I'm just trying to put all of those pieces together to actually create a video where everything works.
Cool. Hey,
So
that's
I'm
the most
still
important
trying to
part.
figure this out.
Oh, that's cool. What's the use case for you, Matt? Like, is it for new patients? Is it
Yes,
follow-ups, reminders, or
it is for right now. It's for new patients who have scheduled a consultation.
okay, got it. It's kind of like a an orientation a little bit, or kind of next steps kind of thing.
Sort of like uh, that, because most people, these are sort of cold leads, because these are leads that I get from Google or
Yeah.
Facebook. So it's a good way to give them a little bit more info about me and the practice. Before they just walk in cold, and hopefully it'll cut down on a lot of our no shows from these paid leads because they typically don't show up.
But they book an appointment to come into the
Yes,
office. Oh, got it.
yes,
Okay.
they
All right.
book, but they don't show up.
Hmm. You could do something like that with the hook.
Yeah,
Are you a booker or are you a shower? Do you show up? Maybe something like, or maybe something fun
yeah,
related to, hey, you just booked, and you could be sitting next to the chair in the office and say, pointing towards it when the video begins, like, hey, waiting for you right
but
here.
are
I saw you
you going to
booked.
show up?
Right. You're here, but are you going to be here? Let me tell you why you
Yeah,
should. And then maybe one of
yeah,
those
that's
kind of
good.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea, actually.
You could do that with the, do you have the Dubb mobile app on your phone?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, just set it up. Do you have like a little selfie stick or anything, or like a little kind of thing on the back of the phone to kind of set it up or anything? You don't
Oh yeah,
stand.
oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, do something like that right next to the chair. Frame it, and then have the open chair. And then if you wanted to, you could also do like a quick like pushback. Do you have the roll chair, like where it rolls back and forth?
Yes, yes,
Just start closest to the camera, maybe back up like this. So the animated preview, because the animated preview when you record a dub video is the first 3 seconds
right,
of motion. So it would repeat and show you going like this and going like that, and then you just start speaking and do your video. But it would first show you when repeating you going like this, backing up like that.
right.
Might be
Yeah,
kind of a
that
cool shot.
actually that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. And I wouldn't go too long. I would have that hook there and then try to, if the goal is the video to get them there, to make sure they get there, they booked, you did the 50% of it, now the other 50% is showing up. Then maybe there's something you could do related to, like, for most of the people that book with you, is it like typically for similar kinds of things, like, braces, things like that? Like, what is it? Is there like a commonality in a lot of it, or no?
Oh, yeah, they're either for because I'm a specialist,
Yeah.
so all we do is straighten teeth. So it's either for clear aligners or for braces. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Because you could have like, how people have their certain takes on, like, artists have their certain way they do things.
Yes.
maybe you have, and you might already have this. Do you have like a system or a technique that's kind of
Oh
your
yeah.
own?
Yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I would mention that in that, like a quick
Okay.
shot of that because, and then I wouldn't go longer than a minute. I would make it short and to the point to get them there, or value based, but you know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Right.
yeah. If
Right.
you want to send it, let me give you this. I always put this email address in here. This is feedback@dubb.com. I just popped it in there. And if you want to do a test or just record one and pretend, because with these ones, everyone's going to get it. So, it's you don't need to say anyone's name because do you have a CRM that you use?
Yes, but it's a proprietary type
Oh,
of
got it.
thing for my kind of business. So it isn't like what you would
Mhm.
use.
Okay. I think sometimes if you have we might be able to maybe do an API thing if you get an API key connected to it. But I was going to say for bulk sends and everything like that. But I think the major thing is just get the video done and just shoot it over here. And then, script wise, you can use Dubb Agent. Do you use an AI at all?
Yes, absolutely.
What's your
Yes.
favorite one? What do you use?
I use a little bit of everything. I use Perplexity, I use GPT, and I
Yeah.
use Gemini.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we have you seen Dubb Agent within the Dubb dashboard? Dubb AI?
I have played around with it a little
Okay.
bit to get some instructions, and it
Okay.
seems like it's pretty good.
Yeah, you could use it for the one thing you could definitely use it for is you could have it go back through your email and find any missed appointment opportunities. We usually say sales ops, but in your case it would be appointment misses. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then you can just bring it to the forefront, give you that list, and then it can do some personalized sending from there as well. So there's some stuff you can do immediately with stuff like that. You can do asset creation as well, but I think the first part is script less than a minute, hook, and then get it going out there because that's the most important thing. Do you do any videos aftercare kind of stuff? Do you
Oh
have like
yeah.
a whole library section of things like that on your
Uh,
site? Or
I I am going to create those. Yeah.
okay, because
Um,
when you
so I'm going
create
to
them,
get into
yeah.
big in to doing a bunch of these videos. So
Okay. If you
yeah.
create those, we have a thing on Dub called a showcase page where you can put a bunch of videos. And then
Uh-huh.
you don't have to do that. I mean, you could just be on your site. If you have them archived on your site, you could do a screen recording where you're in a bubble and you're walking someone through the steps of aftercare or
Oh,
something like
okay.
that with a screen recording. I'll show that in a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's a
Okay.
style you can pay attention to. So the other thing you can do, lastly, I'll say is this. For patients, do they give you any video testimonials?
I have watched a couple of your videos, and you had mentioned that, and that's a very good idea to
Yeah, you
use
could do
those to get them to do that. Yes.
style wise,
Yes.
either send them a video that they can reply with video, have the reply with video button below, and they can send you one
Yeah.
back. Or if you want to, if they're up for it, it's pretty funny. If you had someone in the chair and you use picture in picture on the mobile app, and you're like, "Hey, John, how you feeling?" Feeling good.
Oh,
Like
yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah, something
That's a
like
good
that.
idea. Picture in a picture
Hmm.
while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Before and after. John's about to go under, and then like you come back up. He's feeling good. Something like that. You could do a fun video like that. So
Good
anyway.
deal.
Yeah. Well, it was good to meet you. Thanks for coming in, Matt. Thanks for signing up. Did you get your setup meeting with the team?
Yes, but I didn't know anything about Dub, and
Okay.
that was so fast. So, I mean, like, I didn't learn a thing
Hmm.
from it because it
Oh,
was
okay.
so fast.
Well, what I'm saying is the optimization meeting is where they help you set up the pages and the buttons and things. Have you had that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
yes, I had that, but I didn't know that that's what
Mhm.
we were going to do. So I
Oh, I
didn't
see.
have all of my accounts ready.
Okay.
So
Well,
that
if you want,
was,
just rebook. Just rebook.
yes,
Just use the same
yes,
link, and that way you get
I'll
the
do
most
that.
value out of it. Yeah, cool. Well,
Thank
listen,
you,
thanks
Rob.
for coming in,
Appreciate it.
Matt. Yeah,
Yes,
welcome aboard. Cool.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Can
And
I
then,
ask Matt a question?
yeah, what's up, Tom?
Sure,
Uh, Matt, I'm
sure.
Tom Childry, the credit card guy. I've been using videos, but I'm new to Dub, and I've worked with dentists 25 years. I was the president of the Virginia Dental Association Foundation for 10 years. And one of the things that always kind of presented itself is like with braces, and correct me if I'm wrong, the kid wants it probably more than the parents.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So the kid wants it, and like the puppy dog clothes. You get
Right.
the kid in there with the parents, it's like they can't say no. But to research it, depending on who contacts you first, it may be the child wants information because someone else in their school, and depending on, if they're 13 or 14 years old, they might be in middle school. You
Tell
start
me.
to be the orthodontist for that school because they all have friends.
Yeah.
When you
Uh,
get
I
when
am
you
in
get
a
a couple other
really,
people,
I am in a real competitive area. So, I mean, we are like a dime a dozen. We're on every corner. So that doesn't really work in our area, but I do appreciate that because that does work in like in areas where there's only like one ortho uh,
yeah,
within
actually, it's
five
it's a
miles
little
away.
it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because it's like a big small town. Doesn't matter. Like Richmond's got millions of people. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter because you're diving in, and then who is the person that normally calls your office to get information first? The
Oh,
kid, the mom, the
oh,
dad.
no, it's always the parent. Always the
It's
parent.
always the
Always
parent.
the parent. Yeah.
So your follow up can be with the parent, and you can get
Right.
more information. Like looking for them on LinkedIn is like the most current information, different things like that. They all know somebody, and if you keep reminding them, um, they'll show up because it's you're helping their kid. It's
Yep.
like if you were the little league coach. Hey, Bobby needs to come and get some batting practice. We set up a time for him Friday at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever.
Yep.
And just want to confirm that that's going to be okay with you, that you bring them there because we don't want to disappoint we don't want to disappoint them. So it's kind of like that takeaway. Oh God,
Yep.
we don't want to disappoint your kid. That's going to, you know, that's going to drive the parents to make
Yep.
sure that they get the kid in there more than some other things.
Yeah.
But the video will work good to fill chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks, Tom. Thanks for breaking that down. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tom, you said you were new to Dub. What's your what's your industry? Tom?
Merchant services, credit card processing.
Oh, cool. Are you, have you made any videos yet? Have you sent any out, or where are you kind of at in the process?
I mean, I literally just signed up the other day. I'm still trying to
Oh, nice. Okay.
figure out how to set it up, and I've
Okay.
done a couple of videos.
Okay.
Um, I mean,
Did you do
I've
webcam? Did you do screen
no,
recording?
I watched a couple of videos. The couple of times that I tried to record my own video with my phone,
Yeah.
when I tried to attach that to an email, it gave me like a PDF file and
Mm.
then a warning that the recipient may not be able to open this file and send
Mm.
them.
Should just be a
So
normally it should just be a link that'll be in there with that with the little preview that's inside the email. I'll show that in a second. It should be that. If there's an issue with that, just email support. I'll put the email address in here and just if you can, just take a little screenshot of what you're looking at and then just shoot it over there. That way they can see it because yeah, it should always be a link with a nice animated preview on it. Yeah.
okay.
Um, Tom, who's your is it multiple businesses you target? Different is a certain niche or just kind of anybody in terms of the processing
Yeah,
stuff?
different verticals.
Yeah.
As I mentioned to Matt, I work with healthcare doctors, dentists, chiropractors,
Okay.
veterinarians,
Okay.
that. So the conversation's a little bit different
Yeah.
because like he's the customer's actually the kid. In my case, the customer's actually the doctor,
Yeah.
but they pass it off to the practice manager. So
Hmm.
I have to meet the practice manager and get them to buy in that, yeah,
Sure.
this is a good idea to save this money,
Sure.
streamline the process,
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah.
And then, because that's who I'm going to be dealing with. And
Yeah.
then on the service businesses, contractors that make house calls.
Yep. Yep.
They throw mulch in your front yard as soon as they're done, and they want to get paid right
Yeah.
away. So we have systems for that. And we have, some businesses are, business to consumer and business to business. And the businesses want it's net 15 days, send me an invoice, but we can store the credit card like hotel check-in. So if they
Yeah.
don't pay it in 15 days, it's like they already pre-authed you.
Yeah.
So working with that, I don't do too many restaurants,
Yeah.
um, because everybody who's new in my business, that's who they call on,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
No,
the
that makes sense.
owner's there.
Yeah.
But the the phone call, I use an AI agent
Yep.
to make the phone call, and then once that kind of goes through, my intention is to use Dubb like before, to just send hey, I understand you were talking to Jason,
Sure.
and he and I are on the same team,
Yep.
and he passed this to me. I wanted to introduce myself,
Yep.
and I normally will spend a little bit of time trying to look up the people on
Yep.
LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram,
Yep.
just to see, because it's always amazing. Big town, you come across somebody, and next thing you
Sure.
know, you get 49 people in common. That two or three of those you could ask for a favorable introduction, and
Yeah, it's a nice network. I mean, you get moving like that. I think the big takeaway, Tom, thanks for providing that detail, is different preset landing pages. I'm going to jump in right now, but different messaging, obviously for different folks, but similar in terms of the kind of outreach, just different kinds of videos. So, Tom, thanks for that breakdown. Super appreciate it. Thanks for popping in. Shoot that email with support. We'll get you support on that. We have Ina from our team here, and then I'm going to jump through some examples here. But thank you for laying that out, Tom. Appreciate it. Good to meet you.
way to do it.
Yeah. And then, so let me share my screen here. So one of the things I want to just point out today, and I'm going to go through this lesson in a little bit, but the kind of video that you record really has to do with not only what you're comfortable recording, but also what physically makes sense. A lot of the times when we record videos for our own stuff, whether they're social posts or ads or they're technical walkthroughs, their advice on recording videos, it really depends on the message that you're trying to convey, what makes sense in terms of showing. If I'm talking about, maybe mindset when you're going to be on camera, realizing it's a one-to-one conversation. I'm lobbying something to someone. I'm not worried about thinking about myself. I'm thinking about that person, things like that. Those really lend itself to talking to the camera directly like this. But any kind of showing, any kind of you want to explain something, really, really lends itself to screen recordings. So if you haven't done something like this, where you've done whether the Chrome extension screen recorder that you see right here, or the Dubb desktop app, which is a screen recorder. These are really, really great for walkthroughs. So if you're trying to show something on your site, on a doc, whatever it is, and you want to walk someone through something, really consider screen recorders in terms of just a visual walkthrough and show. This can be done for articles that you see right here, whatever your industry is. Also, we always talk about on LinkedIn, if you are reaching out on LinkedIn, which is, a big area for people to make effort to reach out, there's a lot of text-based messaging on LinkedIn, obviously within, look at the inbox here. I mean, just a ton, in here. But you want to think about what is someone going to see in their inbox on LinkedIn. So if you are reaching out here, there are some cool things that you can do from a screen recording perspective. The Dubb Chrome extension, browser-based, I think mostly everyone has here. If you don't have it, Google Dubb Chrome extension. It's a browser-based screen recorder. So that's going to open up and it's going to put you here on the screen. Now, with the browser-based screen recorder, I can put myself anywhere I want on the screen. I can adjust my size like this. I can change my shape to whatever I want to change my shape to. Just try to match the feel of the page. If this was a little more angular, I'd probably go square. If you're using the Chrome extension, put yourself in an interesting spot for the animated preview that someone sees. Maybe it's right next to the bubble right here. Now, Chrome has all kinds of abilities here. You can use annotations if you want to. You can do text on screen to point things out. You can put things in numerical order of importance. You can turn your camera off. If you want to do an audio walkthrough, you can have your camera on. These are wonderful ways to convey certain things on the page. Now, The Dubb Chrome extension is either tab based or you can get your whole screen. So it's a really quick way to send someone a nice recording when you're doing this on LinkedIn. Now, you can get very specific if you want to, which I think is one of the coolest things you can do with screen recording, and that is with the Dubb desktop app, which is right up here at the top. So just Google Dubb desktop app, download it from Mac or PC. And the cool thing here is that when you go to record a video like this, if I go screen recorder, maybe I want to focus on the fact that Ruben has a book. Okay. So what I can do is there's a little border up here at the top. See where it says custom right here? Custom, right at the top. Click that there. And now I can get very specific in terms of what I want to send him, which makes a big difference. Whatever is within the blue lines here is going to be part of the recording. And then I just adjust my size a little bit like this, right? Put myself right here. And look at how cool this is going to look. I hit record. Make sure I'm pointing the right way. Hey, Ruben, what's going on? I saw you had a book called Click Record. Guess what? I love click and record. Hit the check mark at the top. Now look at how specific that video is that he's going to receive. So when you think about screen recordings, really, really think about what is the person seeing? Like what's that animated preview look like? That first 3 seconds where you're having some action happen. That's what's really important with screen recorders because they do a really wonderful way of visually showing someone something as you are explaining it, which is a big, big part of screen recording. So whether it's webcam, whether you want to convey something directly to someone, really important message in terms of speaking, like we talked about motivation, mood, things that are talking head kind of things, or if you want to put yourself in a bubble and show some stuff, whether with the mobile app, picture in picture, or with screen recorders, those are a really great way to do that. Now, when you look at these types very carefully, choose one here because think about it. When you're in here, right? Screen recorder, this is what it looks like. Webcam, something that looks like this. Hold up a whiteboard with a message on there. Dubb mobile app, Dubb Dubb app. It's got a whiteboard where you can type your hook, right? Very basic, right towards the camera. You also can drop a virtual background behind you. It looks something just like this, right? And that hook behind that virtual background, that screenshot you put behind you, that could be strong enough to get someone to want to click. Because notice how I'm not holding the hook up here. I'm just using that. Or you can do a combination of both these things, which works really, really good. Give some context in the back, do the hook in the front. If you're on the mobile app, something as simple as this, recording something, putting that hook, typing it on the screen and having it right there has made a big difference for people over the years. You also can do a virtual background. You can do a screenshot on your phone. You can put a video behind you on the Dubb mobile app. And then you can also do some text on the screen as well. This is the picture-in-picture one I mentioned at the top, where you can show what's in front of you and you can record at the same time. It uses both cameras on the phone. So property walkthroughs in real estate, it's great for. Any kind of big conferences or meetings, you want to record the crowd, say what's going on, use it as a social post. If you are, like we talked about at the top, a testimonial, right? We talked about, having a patient in the orthodontist chair. Hey, how you feeling? How's it going, John? You had a nice little recording right there. That works really well. You could sit right in front of your computer, pull something up on your screen, go picture in picture, and just lean in with a little hand point towards something. These are all visual things that are going to hook people in and get them to want to click. Because when they click, it's about this experience. When they land here on the customized landing page that we call a preset, this is what it's about, all in here. Logo, video you recorded, playlist videos that play right after. Really good to record a pitch video in here if you haven't done that yet. Minute and a half, why someone should go with you, your product, your services, your needs, right? Always plays after this video because these initial videos should always be about that hook that you promised. Get right into it, have them take an action. Minute or less is a good sweet spot. And then if you do have video testimonials, pop them in here into the playlist. And that way people can see the experience before them, hear it, they can see it, and they get excited to take that next step. So have video testimonials in there. If you don't have them, I'll show you how to get them in a second. Now, once they watch the content, you got to give them a way to take an action. So call to action buttons, CTAs. Calendar link one, probably the most popular button in sales in the history of time, right? Booking time in your calendar, but you can have them check out your site, have them download a document, listing agreement, contract, maybe a guide, have them check out a case study, fill out a form, leave a review. It's all kinds of choices. Now, you can use this button right here, reply with video, Really cool way to get a video testimonial. A lot of Dubb folks have done this over the years. And it's very convenient for you and the person you're sending it to because when you record a video, you're just doing a friendly ask. Hey, Ruben, listen, thanks so much for using Dubb. Would love to get a video testimonial from you. I want to tell your story. It's not complicated. You don't need to download anything. Just hit the reply with video button below and let me know your thoughts. Whatever questions there are for your industry, they send the video back. You get a little notification inside of Dubb, you got a video reply, then make it part of your playlist right here. And this is the experience that's worked really well for folks over the years when you have this dialed in. Last part of it is the AI right over there, AI assistant, SIA. The reason that's important, the sales interactive assistant, is because from a customer facing perspective, client facing, when they get here or future client facing, they have questions. So have your FAQs over here. Have the ability to ask the AI a question. When the AI gives the answer, it wants to keep the momentum going. It gives the answer, but notice that it pushes for your desired outcome. That's a huge part of it. It wants to keep things moving forward. Kind of like a good script, good inciting incident, wants to keep going forward. Now, you can create and educate these AIs inside your Dubb dashboard, give it individual website link pages. It will learn what's in text on those pages. You also can give it a PDF as well. One or the other or both, and you've got a really educated AI assistant right on your page to help you do what needs to get done. Now, all these preset landing pages are important because if you have any splits in your industry, which typically there are, right? In every industry, in real estate, there's buyers, sellers, FISBOs expired, and insurance, different kinds of insurance clients, mortgage, coaching, consulting, finance, recruiting. There's all kinds of splits in the audience. When you have those splits, just set up a different preset landing page for that part of your audience because you're probably going to have different videos. The AI could be different in terms of the knowledge that you give it, and the next steps could be different. So all of it's tracked as well with activity reporting. Did someone open the email? Did they watch the video? If they did, what's the watch percentage, right? Did they interact with the AI? Did they click on any buttons? All of that helps you follow up in a very, very, very intelligent way. Now, the big part of this whole thing from Dubb Studio, recording videos, sending them landing pages, buttons, the big part of it, orchestrating a lot of this, is Dubb Agent. Now, Dubb Agent is available right inside your Dubb dashboard. So if I was inside my Dubb dashboard here, and if you have Dubb AI, which is right over here, see this little doorway? Dubb Studio. This is where we record videos and do our thing. We click Dubb Agent right over here, and it's going to pop me right over here to Dubb AI. Now, notice there's a big chat area right here in the middle. This is where you're going to tell your new best friend what to do. The cool thing about Dubb Agent is it does things for you. It's not just like ChatGPT or Grok or Gemini and Claude where it'll strategize and write. This actually does stuff for you. So if we look at a real good example of some of the doing that this can do, right, in here, let's take a look at this. Number one, you can send emails, right? Hey, send an email for me. Pop this over to Rob. I want to talk about Dubb Studio, the power of making videos. I want to do that. Do a personalized send over to him. So does it work? Absolutely. You can come right in here, check it. Boom, there it is. Nice personalized sending with Dubb Agent. Now, it can also check your email, right? We talked about it at the top. Can it go back through your email and check for any missed sales opportunities? Yes, it can. That's one of the best things you can have it do right away. Brings it to the forefront, and you can actually set up a sequence where Dubb Agent can reach out to those folks. It also is connected to Dubb Studio that we just talked about. Look at this. Dubb Agent can go back and find a video that you recorded. Like, hey, I made this great orientation video. Can you go find it for me? Sure. It finds it, gives you the link right there. And then it's like, hey, do you want me to do these next three things? Maybe we set something up. Let's send it out. Let's do some analytics, set up a little sequence, get that going. It generates a lot of action. Now, it can also do lead generation. One of the biggest things about Dubb Agent is that it can go out and find your ICP. We talk about this in Dubb Studio all the time. Who's your ideal client profile? Who are the folks that you're reaching out to? Give a good description right here, a nice targeted search. It'll find the folks that you're looking for. It'll want to take three logical next steps like it always does. It wants to do things logically that would come next. But then you want to tell Dubb Agent, hey, do me a favor and verify these leads for me. Phone, email, make sure they're good leads. Now it's going to tell you what's good and what's not. And the next logical step would be to add them to your CRM, which you can tell Dubb Agent to do. And it will pop it right in there. It'll say, hey, do you want to enrich this with notes? Do you want to set up a sequence? What do you want to do? It can also set up recurring routines. So if you want something done every day, hey, listen, I want you to check my email for any missed sales opportunities. You know what? I want a report delivered to me every morning or every, whatever the sequence is. Dub Agent can create routines for you that can happen whenever you want it scheduled. So you don't have to worry about it because it's going to show up right delivered to you in terms of what you want to get done. So when you think about Dub Agent, think about it in terms of doing things. It can create assets. This is a real estate example. Create a CMA. Here's an address, right? Boom, creates it. There it is. And it can also send it for you with your branding and all that good stuff. And that doesn't have to be just real estate. It could be a sales page you want to create, any industry. So when you think about this, think about what do you want Dub Agent to do? It's connected to your Dub Studio. Do you want it to go find a video for you? Do you want it to maybe help you create a button for the below your videos, a landing page? Do you want it to update your CRM? Do you want it to create an asset? These are all things that you can tell it to do, and that's the big relationship between the two. Now, having the power to access your email, your CRM, any of the softwares that you have, this starts with integrations right over here. So when you click in here, just search for what you use on a daily basis. So you come right down here to the search field and look for what you use. Maybe you use Outlook for an email, right? Just hit that connect button. Maybe you use GoHighLevel for a CRM. Find it, click that button. So just look for what you use and connect it. And then Dub Agent has access to these things. Put your calendar link in there, whatever you normally use. Then you want to think about skill level, skills, right over here to the left, skills. You notice here at the top, there's a general category and your industry. When you look at this area here, think about a big switchboard that you're flipping switches on. Now, we looked at lead generation just a minute ago, and we know that email verification is very important. You want good leads. So we want to flip that switch on. Maybe you do a lot of lead gen, turn that switch on. Maybe you do a lot of email newsletter delivery, turn that on. So when you turn this switch on, because of the relationships and the API Dub Agent has in the back end, it will give it the ability to do these things at the highest level. So flip these switches on. Then go to your specific industry, right? Let's say I was in nonprofit. Turn on some donor cultivation plans. Turn on some impact reports. Maybe I'm over here in insurance. I want to do, you know what? I really want to focus on, winning some accounts back, lost accounts. I'm going to turn that on. Just go to your industry, flip on what makes sense. So now with integrations, you've given it access to things, CRM, email, software that you use, and with skills, you've given it the green light to do things at the highest level that you want done. Now, it can also have memories. The great thing about Dub Agent is you can give it a memory. So if there are things that you want it to remember in terms of your script writing or lead generation, or even how you communicate back and forth with Dub Agent, whether it's facing you or it's client facing, you can have memories created. And all you have to do to create a memory that's listed over here to the left is just tell it. Everything else with Dub Agent, just tell it to create a memory and then give it the description. If you wanted to create a routine, right? We looked at these before, recurring routines. Under routines, this is where they're listed. How did they get here for recurring routines? You just tell the Dub agent to do it. I want to create a routine. Now, you also will have the ability to search your chats, your recent chats down here. So if you are searching for something, you want to pull it back up, pop a keyword in there, that'll bring it back up as well. Now, we have a really supportive documentation section. So if you need support with anything with Dub Agent, right over here under support, there is a great section right over here, view documentation. If you select this here, we've got an awesome link right down here for our training logs. This is going to give you a nice breakdown of any of the prior meetings that we've had in Zoom. And when you click on them, it'll give you a really good walkthrough of what was covered and who was there. So if you did miss a meeting or you just want to go back and learn, you have that ability. You also have training videos that sit right here that you're more than welcome to go through. They're all edited, different titles, different topics, cut down for time in terms of getting right to the point. These are fantastic. We also have FAQs at the bottom. Pop one of those open. If you click it here, you're going to get a nice little side panel with the AI, and you're able to communicate and talk about that particular topic. Now, as far as referrals, we have referrals for both Dub Studio and Dub Agent. If you end up liking Dub Agent and you want to refer it, all you have to do is just share your referral link right here at the bottom, right down here. And then we do a 30% one-time commission and a 10% recurring. We also do the same thing inside of Dub Studio, where right over here to the right, if you love recording videos, sending them out, make them share the love. Just click apply now, creates a little link for you, and that is a 30% recurring commission that we do in terms of people signing up and subscribing. Now, when you're using Dubb Agent, you're in here in the chat and you're telling Dubb Agent to do things. What does that look like from a billing perspective? Right over here to the left, if you click on billing, we do a 25,000 free AI credit 7-day free trial. After that, you can bump up to a 50, 100, 300. And you're going to have an idea of what this looks like when you go down to recent usage because you're going to start telling it to do the things you would do on a daily or weekly basis. So you're going to build up a rhythm. So you're going to know what you did, what it looks like in terms of credit, and what it looks like in terms of cost. So when you specifically click on these, it'll give you an idea of what this looks like. So you can have an idea. You know what? I do a lot of outreach. I do a lot of targeted outreach. I do some targeted sending. I do some updates a lot. I have recurring events that happen. This will give you an idea of what that looks like when you get through your free trial and what you'll need on the other side when you actually do upgrade. Now, as far as the ability to chat in the right way, we always talk about prompting, right? A great way to prompt. Be as specific as you can with Dubb Agent. Because when you tell it to do something, act like you're talking to a human. It's really smart. Like if you have a Google Drive you want it to access, just tell it, hey, listen, it's in that Google Drive. You can provide the link, provide the link for it. But just the more specific you talk and the more human to human it feels when you're speaking, that's going to make a big difference in terms of Dubb Agent really understanding what needs to be done and then being able to get the job done on the other side. So that's the relationship between the two. Dubb Studio, you record videos, whether it's webcam, mobile app, screen. You have your landing pages that people click on where they can take actions, everything's tracked. You have a CRM available inside of Dubb Studio. If you don't have a CRM, you can do bulk sending. We have automation available within Dubb Studio if you don't have automation. And then Dubb Agent is really the conductor. And because of the integration between the two, it can access anything inside Dubb Studio. You want me to go find a video? Cool. You want me to send something targeted? Great. You want me to create an asset based on what you did? Awesome. So when you think about Dubb Agent, think about it does the doing. What task do you want it to do? What do you want to take off your plate? And that's really the combination of both of those worlds that the team has put together. Okay. So I saw Ruben came in, Darius came in. For the new folks, they are the creators of Dubb. They know every corner of the software and every angle of everything because it is their creations. And guys, we had a couple new folks in here. We have we have an orthodontist in here. We were talking at the top. Matt and I were going over some fun strategies. We're going to have him in the chair, kind of spinning back and pointing at an open chair. So we went through some cool stuff there with recording. And then Tom and I chatted at the top. He's in I'm trying to think of the right word, credit card merchant services type of area with different industries and verticals. And I believe he's new as well. He's just getting his first shot into Dubb. And then we have a bunch of returners as well.
That merchant processing?
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't think of the term. Like,
Okay.
what's the term? I'm
Yeah,
like, there it is.
got it. A lot of clients. I was just talking to one of our smaller business clients, and they were like, "Oh my God, I hate Stripe because of something." And I was like, I have like multiple merchant clients that I can't think of right now that can help you, but I got to track those guys down. Anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you, Rob. Awesome. Appreciate you giving us the ropes here. If you are returning or watching for the first time, right? And if you guys are new here, there's several things that we like to do. We of course show the brand new stuff for the brand new people, like Rob just covered. But we also like to provide support for those that are returning. You've seen the two different technologies as well, the video, CRM, all of that, as well as the AI technologies and how they're actually two in one. And so besides the demonstration of how it works, there's one-on-one support or one to sort of small group here support available. We typically share a form. I don't have any submissions for today, so you can see that sometimes you guys can get exactly the help that you need when you need it. Dubb.com/open mic. Well, I had some, but the people that needed them aren't here today. And I also say, if you guys won't be here and you'd like me to record something for you, you can hit the open mic and say, hey, I won't be there that day, but if you can record something for me, I'd really appreciate it. So Dubb.com/open mic gives you the ability to participate in these sessions specifically. Outside of that, we often will also have some little lesson plans, some unique things, some unique curriculum, if you will, because we have a lot of folks that just do return and they know that they need to hear things 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 times before they're like fully sticking. And we've seen some beautiful transformations in people. Couple of clients named John, but have come here and said, I've never used AI for stuff like this before, all the way to landing their listings and generating revenue in their business. So and using it like every day now. So it's been really powerful to see those transformations happen. And we'd love for you to be able to participate in that as well. And all you have to do is show up, right? Ask questions, get involved, and try to use the AI for your own applications. So open mic gives you their ability to get the support. And outside of those, again, we're going to have some curriculum, which we will have a breakout session here in just a moment into one of those curriculum lessons. Ruben, I think you maybe had something you wanted to announce. Just let me know if anytime you're ready to go for that. And so at this point, guys, we're going to move on from the standard overview of the technology, and we're going to open the floor up for support and those lessons. I always like to give people here, because we're already over the 30-minute mark. I know your guys' time is precious, and if you need anything, you need a one-on-one, you need to speak to someone in a separate Zoom outside of this, you need landing page, AI, video, whatever that you need in your business, or Dubb.com, whatever, Dubb AI, we want to prioritize this time for you. So if you want to raise a hand, you want to drop something into the chat or the Q&A in the next just 30 seconds or so here, I'll make sure to take care of you right away. Otherwise, I have some pretty cool stuff to record and show you guys in terms of like a lesson. If you're here or you don't have something specific, what we're trying to do is help people realize something, right? That there's this little pivot that's happening. There's a change that's happening. And we called this like a year ago, or more than that now, almost 2 years ago, probably over 2 years ago now, that when we all started to see ChatGPT and Claude and stuff like this for the first time, and you go in now and you can talk, you can type, or even use a voice instead of the old way of doing things, which, on a computer, you had to physically click for everything. I mean, click on buttons inside of software and stuff. We had this call that it was like, what if all software worked that way, right? What if all software you could just use with your voice? So like we have these training sessions now standing for 5 years or something, because that's not the way software had ever worked before, right? You had to learn how it worked or hire someone that knew how it worked, and they had to come and click on the buttons and upload the things and do all the things for you. But AI is going to change all that very rapidly. And that's what these sort of lessons, Doug, I got you covered, my friend. I'll absolutely do that. Jay, good. We got questions coming. Okay. So I'm gonna good. If there's more questions, I'm glad they're coming in. I'm going to answer these ones right now, and then I'll say my little lesson for the end, because that's just the optional piece that if you don't have something specific you need, you'll definitely benefit from it. But that lesson will be about, guys, that progression of AI as the new user interface, right? Instead of going and clicking and typing in buttons and tutorials and etc., you just talk with your voice to your AI, and it goes and does everything for you. There's this old thing of, and then Doug, we'll switch over to you. There's this old expression of like the CRM is like a like spreadsheet hell or whatever, right? That people say things like that, CRM nightmares. You just end up wasting so much time in the CRM trying to figure out how it works that you don't do anything useful with it or something. But that's going to go away now, right? Very, very quickly. It's already gone with Dubb. All the traditional things that you would do with a CRM exist inside of AI now. So that's what our little lesson plan will be about. But between now and then, I'm going to go ahead and answer whatever questions that come up. So Doug, I have yours here connecting to FUB. I've turned your microphone on, Doug. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh,
And yeah, I joined with the AI,
uh-huh.
and I know that, previously with the studio, I had, Dubb connected to my email within Follow Up Boss.
Uh-huh.
But I can't.
I got you covered. Are you ready?
What I'm wondering is, it won't upload all of my contacts into Dubb, or I have to do an export first?
It will. Well, first, just one bit of clarification. We're talking about Dubb AI, right? Just the AI tool connecting to Follow Up Boss, right? Not Studio, correct?
Yeah, I mean, Studio's already connected.
Okay, so Studio is already connected there. So I will say this: technically, before I record, because I'll show you directly how to, because there's an integration possible between the two that I'll show you. But I will also say this is one of the little side lesson I was going to describe is because Dubb AI is connected directly to Dubb.com, it is therefore already connected to anything that Dubb.com is connected to, right? By correlation, this guy's connected here, so this one's so that means because Dubb.com already has all of your contacts coming from your FUB, your follow-up boss, those are being synced over with tags and stuff into Dubb.com, and Dubb AI can read and access and write everything inside of Dubb.com. So therefore, Dubb AI is technically already integrated indirectly to your follow-up boss. So that
but
yeah, go ahead.
what I go into the CRM and all I see is my 1 second, account for me email. Just that I put a different email in for testing.
Did you set up all the integration on your own, or did you have some support here?
With the AI.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got you. So let me to make a couple of notes. One is, in order to set up follow-up boss integration, it does require a one-time import. So like you take your whole historical list, right? If you guys are ever integrating any CRM here, HubSpot, Salesforce, GoHighLevel, any of the CRMs, real estate CRMs as well, you always want to start with a one-time import of your whatever, all your lists everywhere. Just get everything into Dubb one time and our team will help you with this. Every single customer, if you need help with CSV files, not only the AI can do it for you, say, hey, Dubb AI, here's a CSV file, add this to Dubb.com. It can absolutely do that for you. Our team does that as a complimentary service as well for every single subscriber. If you have a CSV file or Google Contacts or whatever, you meet with our team member in what we call our optimization call, and we will import your contacts for you into the Dubb CRM, create the custom properties, just make sure that the CRM is right and ready for you with all of your contacts there. So that's something we provide, and it is also a prerequisite here to making sure that the integration is working. So step one is, and then Doug, I will personally help you with this, my friend, because I can see you're already here, you're there, and it sounds like there's one or two things I want to personally make sure that these are done. So step one is import all contacts to Dubb one time. That's step one. And then two is, which it sounds like you've already done. Did you connect the follow-up boss integration with in the back end? I'll check right now in your system.
Yeah, I've got the API set up.
Okay. So here's something interesting. I think you might be referring to your AI.dubb.com, because Doug, I'm looking at your Dubb Studio account right now, and I can see that follow-up boss isn't connected there. So step two will be add API key from FUB to Dubb.com. And
well,
then
that's interesting, because if I go to in follow-up boss.
Yeah. I know you're talking about the Chrome extension, which shows the button inside of FUB.
Oh,
but that's what we the
okay.
front end integration, and then there's also the back end integration. So I got you covered, my friend. I know exactly where you're at. I'm just making a little hit list here for us, and I'd like you to just email me if you can personally, just Darius@dubb.com, and just say, hey, this is Doug, and then I'm gonna get us set up with these items and make sure you're taken care of. Which is number one, help me get your list, and if it's not just FUB, just in any of your contacts anywhere, we'll make sure we can track all the viewers. That's all it is.
Okay, so export everything out of FUB into
just one, yeah. You should export into CSV file natively. If you need any help importing into Dubb and you want to maintain any fields like first address 1, property address number 3, mother's maiden name, whatever, right? We can make sure the CRM is applicable for your exact fields. And then so we'll import them for you, get your API key from follow-up boss, and we're going to connect that into Dubb.com. And then that's it. The integration will keep them in sync automatically moving forward in perpetuity. Now, with just those 2 steps, your AI platform will now have direct access to those contacts through there, which I want to go back one other step to your original question now, which is connecting it directly to ai.dubb.com. So there's two places, right? There's the studio here where we would paste an API key. This is a traditional integration, right? Add the API key, the two systems are connected for contacts. This, though, is the new type of integration. It's similar in that it uses an API key. So what I did is I asked Dubb AI to create an integration, a custom integration for me. And it said, well, what do you want the custom integration to do? And I can do up to 20 things per CRM. And so you can see here, these are the 20, and I just said, you know what? You make the choice. You pick the 20 best actions because there's kind of like 10 or so that are the most common, right? Update a person, create someone in my CRM, update them, right, to add them to a workflow or a pipeline or a follow-up task, create a note for them, create a task for them, right? Those are all the things that you would have to come do in your follow-up boss CRM with your fingers, right? Like this on a computer.
Yep.
Doesn't have to exist anymore. And so instead, this connection can do all of those, well, 20 actions or more here. We can, you know, if you need to change these actions, you can change them. But the idea is instead of having to log into your CRM and click on buttons and learn how it works, you can open your cell phone, right, with your voice and say, hey, I just met someone at an open house. Here, you know, look at the picture. I'm going to take a picture of their sign-in sheet, add all this information to the follow-up boss CRM. Done, right? You don't bust out your laptop. You don't whatever. You're just on your phone. And so it just, that type of efficiency didn't exist before, right? And I mean, if you guys like for me, I still go into dubb.com and do the clicking in this because it's years of training and like learning that I'm having to undo. And so that's why we're here to provide those lessons for you guys, because it's like having to get your brain rewired into how technology is going to work, right? Because the old clunky way of spending hours learning technology to click on buttons is going to go the way of the dinosaur, in my opinion. Only because natural language is much easier for people to use. And when everyone catches on and realizes, so wait, I don't have to watch 3 hours of tutorials and pay an expert like 100 whatever plus thousands of dollars, and I don't have to do any of that, and I can just talk to it, and it's going to help me figure out and then go do the building in my CRM thing. That's going to be transformative. Yeah.
I've got to get used to the talking to it as well. Cause I mean,
yeah.
for years I've even avoided Siri on my phone,
Right.
But nowadays everything is,
it's just easier. Yeah.
I've been typing for, over 50 years.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm not that quite long. I think I'm up to like 30 now. So, but still, yeah, I still do this all the time. And I think there's a time and a place for both, right? If you're in the process of brainstorming, I actually type slower intentionally, right? I think deeply, and then I write something. And then I think, and then I write something, versus stream of consciousness. Like you're just speaking quickly, and the AI can clean it up. But again, time and a place for both. But
yeah,
when it comes to having to open up my laptop to log into a platform, to click onto buttons, or to learn how to click, to talk to support or watch videos, to learn how to click on the buttons. And instead of all that, I can be in my car driving or at poolside or something, right? And just say, hey, go do this thing. So that's, I think, the big next level that a lot of people are going to hit when they come to these things and see it every day.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you, Doug. Okay.
Yep.
So email me, my friend, and we'll make sure FUB is all hooked up into Dubb AI, and we got a full understanding, and it's all working seamlessly.
Okay. Yeah, I'll export that list and import it in, and then send you the email.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All
right.
Hey Darius, Jay's
Yes,
got
sir.
a question in the chat, but also Rob Gormo's got his hand up.
Yeah. That's what I was going to address as well. He's like, Rob, I saw your hand went up. I don't know when it went up though, so I always usually try to answer them in the order received in the chat here. Sorry, I didn't say that explicitly, but please drop the questions in the chat. Even if you just say question or question mark or whatever, and then put your hand up, I will honor that time and place. So and if you have time, I know sometimes people's time is short and limited. But we try to address everything that we can here, right? We allot for 90 plus minutes in these things. So we should have enough time to take care of everybody if you have enough time. So, okay, Jay first, and then Rob. Gotcha. Thank you, buddy. I was going to call on you next no matter what, but thank you for doing that. Jay, let's get you up here. What's your microphone on, my friend? There we go. All right. Jay, I'm gonna read your couple of questions here, and then let me know if you have anything in addition to that. So, you've attached to Facebook, and I manage a bunch of different pages. I was hitting a block, regularly preventing the posts, and I'm traveling now, and you can't demonstrate the problem. Okay, let me ask you this, Jay: is this a video post that you're trying to create, or just like a regular text-based post?
It was just, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's just a regular text plus
Image.
an image. It was telling me, not sure the image will work, but we can sure do the text. I said, great, let's do the text and I can add the image. But it was just blocking, and I disconnected, reconnected, disconnected, and reconnected, and got things coming to my phone to say, yeah, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. And I just kind of relaxed because I was afraid of getting totally blocked out of my FB.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you're getting blocked, because when we start touching social stuff, we only want to be careful because policies are changing all the time, right? Like people are, and I don't know which direction they're going to go with it. They're either going to allow more agent or less agent, right? They're going to say people love to use agents on social, so let's let them use agents, or they're going to say, well, people are flooding social media with low quality via so many agents. We're going to reduce the amount of agents. One of those two things are likely to happen, in my opinion. So we'll see here in the near future. But I would just be very cognizant of agentic social posting in the next whatever quarter or something. So yeah. I'm going to just take a quick look, Jay, at your ticket here, are your items, your questions, and then I'm going to see where it hit a wall. So let's see. First, I'm going to look at the
Can you see my prompt?
Yes, sir. What I was going to try to do is look at something really quick. Hold on. Sorry, I'm going to get my screen ready so I'm not sharing anything sensitive. And
I got nothing secret. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so, and then here. And then, so at this point, you've disconnected Facebook, right?
I don't know at this point. I may have connected it and left it alone.
It looks like it's disconnected right now. So, all right. And I'm just trying to read into exactly when it failed and why. And so, guys, right now, again, this is the type of deeper support where if you want to hit an open mic, or if you want to wait until the last minute, or you didn't know until this morning, we want to help you guys in this type of stuff. If you got stuck somewhere, help us come here. Open mic is usually nicer because it gives us some time to prepare. Like right now, I'm going to have to read through the conversation a little bit here. If there were too much, there's not in this case. There's enough for me to read quickly. But if it was like a big, deep research thing, we would have to reserve it for, or say, hey, go to the next session or something. So we do like that you guys can use that open mic. So let me see here. Generating a image or generating a post. Pages you manage. Okay, so it's okay, and then post it to my associated page. Is associates page? Okay, PDT associates page.
My PDT associates.
Got it. Found
since I have all those pages, I actually, as I was going through this, I eventually said, forget it. I'm just going to only click PDT associates one page as far as the relationship between Dubb AI and my Facebook pages to make it simpler. But even at that level, it was kicking out.
Okay. So I'm looking at, it said the pages manage posts and page read engagement permissions to publish posts on your behalf doesn't look like they aren't granted for that particular page. So I think that is, did you log into your Facebook profile and change the manage your page settings?
Yeah, in fact, one was kind of weird is that page is my first page I ever made. Some of those other pages are others, and I noticed that there were less options on that page from a management standpoint ability to me than some of the other pages that I don't want to touch. So it's like it's okay to move on to the next thing, but I just want to know.
Well, I'll have to look at this a little deeper, but what it looks like to me is that what's happening is it's probably connecting to the wrong page. because you like if you've confirmed for me, and again, we need visual confirmation to be to 100%, but if you've confirmed for me that you updated those settings to allow content to be posted to that page, and we've connected to that page, that should be the requirement. But it's getting a 403 error, which means that it doesn't have the permissions. So I'm assuming that it might be trying to connect to the wrong page, like it's trying to connect to your personal page versus one of the pages that you manage. And it can't. It does only does this through managed business pages, right? It doesn't can't post through personal pages. So just
I'll go back in and try it later, and then if I still have trouble, I'll let you know. And
I'll also investigate that on my end too, just to make sure that if I'm seeing where you're getting stuck and I can reproduce it or something, and I can figure out how to try it this way instead, I'll take a look and note for that myself, Jay. Thank you.
I had another question in there, which was
yes,
I
sir.
got maybe 5,000 contacts on my Apple iPhone. Will Dubb AI look at it and update them for company phone emails and stuff? Because some of these contacts are years and years old.
So so if you had 5,000 Apple contacts, what I would definitely start with is what do you plan on doing? Are you calling or texting them or just emailing?
No, I'm just want them to be up to date. That's all.
Okay. Well then that's right. Well, I mean, for what purpose? If it's because
because I'm a connector and I got to have all this information.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's because the only reason I would say is like for us, we might call people, we might email them, so we want to make sure both are validated. Some people might just be doing emailing, and so the phone numbers aren't as like, hey, we're not worried about those being cleaned up right now. So the first thing is the email validation.
Yep.
Take your list, Jay, drop it into AI and say verify the emails in this list. 5K, let me think about that, because it's like a fraction of a penny per email. So I think 5K would I don't know, be 10 bucks or something maybe. Let me get the math on that because it'll depend on the model also. If you use the Dubb AI model, it'd be far cheaper. If you used Opus to clean emails, I don't recommend doing that. It's like totally overkill, right? It's like a bazooka to kill a mouse or something. So but yes, so you could take your list and say, hey, clean these emails. The only other
is there an Apple connector to my my Apple account?
No, I don't think there would be a direct integration with, because I mean Apple is pretty siloed with their stuff, with contact stuff specifically, right? It's very nice with Apple stuff, but it doesn't play as nice with other things. Let me just do a very quick check on.
And then, Jay, what I would suggest that you do is anytime you have contacts and you want to get those cleaned up, I would recommend that you download a CSV file through your iCloud account through Apple Contacts. And then you can import that CSV file. And then at that stage, you can ask it to verify the emails. You can ask it to sort of check, information, to research them, whatever it is that you'd like to do. And then it's going to re-export a new CSV file that you can then re-import back into your Apple contacts.
And those are things we can help with as well, because I know people call it CSV hell because they're like or CVS receipt, right? The CVS store, because it's just not familiar to them. And so it's super simple for us guys. If you need help with CSV files to, the headers are wrong. What are headers? I don't know. If anything like that, we can absolutely help. And so exactly what Ruben was saying is, because Apple doesn't have a nice, easy integration with all the other systems to auto sync, like a Pipedream or something, there's an API key to copy from your Apple iPhone. The CSV file would be a very easy thing. So you can ask Dubb AI or chat or on your phone and say, I want to export my contacts from my iPhone, and I want to export my Apple contacts. And there's a way to get a file. We could help you with that if you get stuck too as well. Just again, reach out to them and like, hey, I need help exporting or importing. We always want to help with that, because we know if you want to use Dubb or Dubb AI as your CRM or your marketing engine, it needs to be able to facilitate those contact things. And the AI can't come touch your cell phone yet, right? Someday here very soon. So,
okay. Well, thank you very much. It's awesome.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Rob G, how's it going, buddy?
Doing great, thanks.
All right.
I have about 2,000 HVAC contacts in my GHL
Yep.
CRM. They are
Mhm.
not all decision makers. Sometimes I got these from White Label Suite. Sometimes the company will have 10 different
Employees like
emails.
salespeople or whatever, admins or
Yeah.
something. Okay.
But anyway, all of the Gmail emails are verified.
And one
And
moment, I'll just say because there's two things. Um, did you verify them? Did White Label did your provider tell you they were verified, or did you already clean them with something?
well, White Label Suite has verified them.
Okay. I would only do one test one time. Like you can even use. Have you do you have an AI free trial or paid account?
I've got a paid account.
I would say just try cleaning a little segment of it because
Okay. I've already emailed these people and I've got a very, very low bounce rate.
okay, that's a really good start. But because I only say this as Apollo, Zoom Info, Seamless in recent times. I've seen extremely weird behaviors over there where people sign a contract, they buy a list, and they're downloading contacts monthly and weekly and regularly, and the behavior of these contacts is just super weird. It's 100% desktop activity, so it looks like a valid email, and it works, but then it's like there's no human on the other end. It's just like a fake email going nowhere or something. And then I've also seen up to 10% failed bounced email from exported lists, like straight out of Apollo, and we scrubbed it, and 8% of the list was bad. So I only say always just test a little segment because, like, for example, if you ever list providers, they're going the way of the dinosaur, I think, too, where they're like, hey, we have these curated lists, buy them from us, and they're 25 cents a contact, something like that. Those people also will promise that the emails are validated. Every single time I've ever worked with a client that's bought in one of these lists, I'm like, let's scrub it. Always a significant 5% or beyond bounce. So just always quality check it, because you can get your money back from your provider, right? If they're a decent provider, you're like, hey, you said they were verified. I scrubbed them. Like 8% was bad. Like I need reimbursement, either 8% or the difference, right? So anyway, just everyone's knowledge.
Okay.
Don't
I'm
always
happy to do that. But
yeah.
what my
Okay.
real question is, how would you suggest that I market to them?
Right. No, I
They're
love
all
this.
HVAC contractors,
Yes.
and my original, they're in either in Arizona or Texas. In Texas, all I can do is send emails, and I was going to send. My goal in Texas was to send individual Dove uh, emails with their website in the background, and you know,
No,
tell
I
them,
got you. I want to give you my best strategy here, because sounds like you don't have a big sales team underneath you to like come pound the phones or pound the videos, right? It's you, right?
yeah,
When it's solo operator guys, I always recommend sort of a hybrid approach, because we want to utilize the technology that's there, but I can promise you the days of just spray and pray, like you just, hey, let me just take a list and an offer and just blast it cold, and that is almost like gone. It's not going to work anymore from a deliverability standpoint, from a noise standpoint. There's just so many pieces of friction to stop that from working. But there are ways of still leveraging, more bulk outreach, more wider outreach with some one-to-one. You said about 2,000 contacts. Is that exhaustive? Is
yeah,
okay?
I can get all
So
I want.
because, like, for example, if this is my personal sphere of contacts built over years and that's my 2000, the value on this is irreplaceable, right? You cannot replace 10 years or 5 years or whatever of networking of people you've actually met or something, or leads you actually generated yourself. So the amount of effort and targeting I put into those people, if it's 2000, I might warrant a custom video, because each and every one of them knows you. If this is a list that you could potentially get 2000 more of, did not take 5 or 10 years of whatever having to shake hands, then I might treat it a little bit differently, which is this other more of a hybrid approach. And hybrid meaning this: if you try to sell dog food to people that don't own pets, it's never going to work, right? If you try to sell people that own pets dog food, there's a whatever 40% chance that there's going to be a dog, they're a pet owner. So this is where we want to start with some generalization in our targets. You mentioned 2 different regions. One is email only, but not just what you have access to, but they themselves. Like, hey, Texas HVAC business owners. That is now the 3 distinctions in that list. You mentioned there was only so many decision makers and the business owners, one of that title. And now they're in Texas and then in HVAC. So this offer, like where you're like, hey, I'm Rob and I work with Texas HVAC business owners to do XYZ. So now all of a sudden, even though it's not saying, hey, Darius, I'm talking to you, it is speaking very directly to them. Versus if I just said, hey, HVAC owner, or hey, HVAC business people, or if you're an HVAC, right? It's not far too broad. And so the first thing I recommend here is doing a little bit of division, divide and conquer. So let's split it up by region. Let's split it up by title, decision makers first, then non-decision makers, because it's a completely different offer and marketing message to them. To the non-decision makers, you got to convince them to bring it up the chain of command that we need this, right? And to the decision maker, it's a different message. It's you book the appointment right now, and here's the irresistible offer and as to why you need to do that. You can't give the irresistible offer necessarily to the non-decision maker because they can't decide whether to take it or not. You got to convince them to bring it up the chain of command. So that's a different subject, a different body, a different video potentially, right? The explainer can be the same. The social proof, testimonials, case studies, all that, the action could potentially be the same, but the message is different, right? You speak to a message, you'd speak to a front desk person different than you speak to the business owner, or at least you should be. So that's the first thing I recommend here, Rob, is dividing and conquering. And so instead of a custom message for each and every one of these 2,000, which I do recommend, like I said, if it's your real estate list and you've curated those 2,000 people over a decade, yes, I recommend a custom video for everyone whenever you can. It's not that much. It's not like you're doing 2,000 in a row. You're just doing like a couple a day, 5 or 10 a day or something. So different story. This is a list that we've acquired more easily. And so I recommend a more of a bulk approach. Again, don't take all 2,000 and just blast them one thing. And also I always recommend split testing, guys. Any new offer like this, any new approach, you need to know which offer is doing better, which body is getting them to click on the video, which subject is delivering. You could have little words in your email that triggered a spam filter, right? Get a free, and they're like, oh, that's going to spam. And you think that offer sucked, but it was really just the subject line that sent it to spam. So this is why we need to do some testing. And I recommend splitting up first. Never put all your eggs in one basket at this point. So this is what I'd say, Rob, is divide and conquer. One message for each of those subdivisions, right? Texas, Arizona, business decision maker, non-decision maker. Start with that, I think would be. Is there any other sort of information you have on the leads, like a business size, right?
Absolutely. What I'm doing is I'm making a large explainer video.
Yep.
It's my second video.
Yep.
And I'm making a real short 1 minute personal video with their website in the background.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I love it.
And I can once I get good at it, I can whip those out in 3 or 4 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Because I have a little script.
I got something easier for you. Let me just show you this, buddy. I think you're going to love this. Because it's going to make that exactly what you're talking about even easier.
I can name the guy by his name and I say, hey, George.
Yep. You could, or let me show you this one. This is exactly what you're talking about. Bonnie's a Sacramento HVAC company. So what you're talking about is doing this, right? Record the screen. So here I'm on the screen. I'm going to say, hey, Bonnie family, it's Darius. I wanted to introduce myself. And I was, checking out your site. I'm familiar with you guys' services. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because of this, right? Because of my offer, my pitch, whatever. This is what we're talking about doing, right? A couple of minutes. However, there's another option here called the narrator, where if you get this pitch down one time, right, you just record your perfect pitch one time, you don't say their name, then you can take advantage of this thing. And the narrator works like this. I have one video that I've recorded already, and it's the perfect pitch that says the perfect script. It says, hey, I'm Darius, and I was checking out your guys' website. I actually work with Sacramento HVAC businesses just like yours, right? That's what the script is going to say, because that's who these people are. But instead of you having to re-record the video every time, All you do is pull up the website, pull up your video, and then press record. Hey, it's Darius, the co-founder of Dubb AI, and I wanted to just introduce myself and let you know it's a real person, not an AI, not an automation. And I also wanted to share with you a quick video that comes right after this. It comes right after this, right? And then guess what comes right after this custom video? The pre-recorded explainer video that we were just talking about. So this is a way that you don't even have to keep recording. Now, I like what you said, where you said, hey, John, hey, Johnny, I'm going to stop by your business, right? There's no replacing that. Like if for 1 or 2 minutes, guys, you have something meaningful or interesting, like, hey, John, we met at the baseball game last year, or we met at church or whatever. That's very interesting and irreplaceable. And I would never say to replace that. However, if this is a colder outreach, you've never met this person, they don't know you from their whoever, and we're looking at scale. We have limit. I would say this other type of approach, either the one to a smaller group or even this narrator approach, might end up being easier on your, what do you want to call that? Your internal endurance. Because when you try to do a video and you're like, hey, John, I wanted to blah, blah, blah. And then right in the middle of it, 3 minutes in, you get a phone call. And then it disrupts your thing. And you're like, crap, I got to start over. Or you just say or too many times. And then 25 videos in, you're like, there's got to be easier way to do this. Or 25 takes into 5 videos. So that's why I recommend one of these other hybrid approaches. Now, Rob, outside of these 2 different methods that I showed you, the divide it up by region, divide and conquer strategy, and then the LinkedIn or the narrator strategy, the idea is it's just easier to produce the appearance of a highly personalized video, to get it out in front of more people, because ultimately you're going to be able to take advantage of the tracking, right? Who watched the video, how much of it did they watch, what percentage, that becomes your low-hanging fruit. And those are the people that you say, hey, John, I'm stopping by your business. I'm right here or whatever, right? Maybe you don't have to stop it virtually, right? Their business is in your background or something. So, but that way you're only prioritizing that extra sweat equity when it's meaningful, right? When somebody has raised a hand, then you come hit them with the silver bullet. But otherwise, we're putting something, a lot more meaningful than everybody else's cold outreach, because nobody's doing video, nobody's doing, it's just all text. Like AI is 95% of the outreach now. So it's going to look a lot better than that.
I think that's fantastic. I could do 10 a day that way.
Absolutely. And then the narrator piece, I will also say, you could VA that, right? You could get I've been trying to do it with AI. I was trying to use the AI to do that full thing. It's failing still. It actually went backwards, unfortunately. It was better 3 months ago at doing the narrator. But I will say a human VA can come to our live trainings for $5 an hour on Fiverr, Upwork, and then they can come knock out 100 of those for you a day for $10 or something.
Wow.
So that's the other potential of the narrator, is anyone at any skill level can do that, because it's just clicking. Literally, it's just click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, click. So,
wow. And I can see I'm going to need to upgrade to Pro, because I want the 4K video.
all right. Well, it's there for you, brother.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
this was worthwhile.
Good, Rob. I'm
Thank
glad.
you.
Absolutely. Happy to help, my friend. Okay. Mark, you're up next. And then guys, anybody else, again, let him rip here. Mark, good news. I was able to add my Google Drive. Beautiful. So this is a continuation of many previous discussions. Actually, for any of our real estate folks, if you've ever struggled to do a CMA, I've had many real estate agents tell me, what do you mean by CMA? You mean like comparables? And I'm like, yeah, but just a more detailed version of that, right? A comparative market analysis. It's the professional version of that. And then even those can vary widely. And so in our previous discussions, we were saying, how can AI create and build and deliver these things for you? And we've had some beautiful success stories from a number of agents that have been able to employ their own traditional systems, like the things they used to do themselves, and take many hours and 3 different pieces of technology to put together. One of our favorite success stories, favorite friends and clients is Greg and now Mark. Both we love them both, and they're both crushing it now with AI CMAs. So we actually have another landing some really cool listings from his, of course, with the benefit of the addition and the support of AI. Ultimately, agent, right? You guys are doing the work. AI is just there to support you and do the work that you don't have to, right? The stuff that you shouldn't be doing. You should be he like to follow with his CMAs, and Mark does as well. And the idea is you want that template or format followed consistently. And that's something that AI has traditionally struggled with, right? If you say, hey, take this image and create 4 exact copies of it, and then like it just changes the image a little bit every time or something. AI is notorious for stuff like that. And so the idea with your branding, like your logo, you don't want your logo tweaked a little bit each time. You want it to look the same consistently. You want your templates to look the same consistently. And so we were discussing one of the ways of doing that. Mark, there's a couple actually, right? There's memories inside of Dubb, but for images, Google Drive or OneDrive, right? Outlook or Gmail, depending on your host, is a beautiful way to do that because you can create one very organized folder in your Google Drive or OneDrive, put your logos, your branding, your templates, your language. In fact, Mark, you had all that, right? Logo, photo. What else? What else did you put in there, Mark?
Well, and of course the data and the
Oh yeah,
great
of
thing,
course, you guys had the RPR piece or whatever,
the
right?
great thing is it ended up being a two-page, CMA, very professional logo, the photos,
Beautiful.
look very nice. You open up, you can kind of see it in my AI, Dubb AI
Mind,
there.
Jay, if Mark, if I show it?
And so what I've been doing, obviously, for a number of days now, as you say, but it's investing in time of developing the process
Yeah,
because it's
right.
easier said than done because you're kind of going from, you know, Dubb Studio back to Dubb AI. Then I was trying to work with the mobile app, all these things, all great things. But
Oh, we were trying to do the video of the CMA once it was generated. Is that right?
right, well, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to uh, take this two-page then
Yeah,
and create a create a call to action
I
that I
see.
could bring into my expired
Right.
intro video and like the other gentleman did, kind of an
Yeah.
intro, then it rolls into another video,
Yep.
explainer video, if you will,
Yep.
to really cut down on the amount of work because so I really feel enlightened here with the fact or encouraged in the fact that I can create this type of CMA by
Right.
now just typing in create a CMA image of property XYZ.
Right.
Boom. This is the result.
And
Now
I think from here too, Mark, what you just described for me is you have your main video page and you're saying to put this as a button below the video, right?
well, there was two things. I mean, I think Ruben did a great job yesterday where he had the what do you call it? An intro with your picture over the top of it. But
Uh-huh.
I didn't want this to be the main topic. It was more, but I may switch to that. I may lead with this and then have an explainer video follow, or something.
Right, right. Okay, okay, got it. So you've already seen, and that's what I was going to suggest next is the best way to share CMA is with a video, right? So even instead of a button that has them download this directly, I'd recommend just click right here, right, and
Right,
do the
right,
screen and break it down for them. You don't have to include your video. I mean, because they just saw your video somewhere else, so it could even be just your voice here. Because if you're getting into the numbers, sometimes it looks like this, right? You're looking at this thing and you're looking at the screen. So there's not a lot of there's not eye connection happening because you're
right,
just looking at the
right.
screen. So sometimes it's not
So
necessary. And if they've already just seen your face and you're really if you're drawing annotations and stuff on the screen, it makes sense to have them focus on the screen, not your face, right? You're like, I want you to look
they,
at these numbers here. They shouldn't be looking at your face at that point, actually. They should be looking where you want them to see, like right here, right here. These are the numbers that you're seeing. And this is why it didn't sell. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, exactly. So I'm still experimenting not only with kind of the approach, but also
Yeah.
just how to do this, how to get it done, and I think
Right.
it's coming together pretty nicely. So w- back to trying to make this a call to action and a button on a preset. I'm even
Yeah.
getting the logo down.
Okay, so let me actually give you the exact step with this one, because this one was a little bit unique in that it was two separate pages. The first
Yes.
thing that I would do is I would just say, make this one page, right? Make this one document, please. First, I won't do this right now, but that's the first thing that I would do. Make it into one downloadable document, one PDF.
So
Or
it'll lose some of it would lose some of the content.
no, we're just going to make it one file instead of two separate files.
Oh, see, this is
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So that's my question. How do you do that? You know?
Oh, wait, actually, it's already here. Sorry, I didn't even look. Just scroll down. It's already there. So right now, these are the previews, and that's why it's two separate previews. There's the downloadable. So we download the file, save as, then inside of Dubb, we go to assets, calls to action, CMA of what's the address?
Once well, it doesn't matter. X,
Yeah.
Y, Z.
There you go. And then the type is document. And then we select that download that we just got right there. Or somewhere here. I got too many downloads to look at right now, but it's in download, right? The most recent
so
download.
that answered another thing. I didn't know if it was I needed to copy a link off of that page somehow and do a
No,
web.
so this is one way. You could also tell Dubb AI, create a download document CTA in my Dubb account called get CMA 4160 or whatever, right? You could also just do it here instead of, like, we were just talking about this, right? The traditional method is what I just showed you.
Right.
To log into your CRM and start clicking and typing on buttons. The new method is just do it right here. Say, oh, so it already downloaded it. So, I mean, the document's already there. And then now I would just do exactly this. Great. Use my connected, I mean, your Dubb account's connected, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
use my, take this document and create a document type CTA in my connected Dubb account. I want the button text to say CMA 4160 Harrison Drive. And
so it would roll right into, oh my God. All right.
yeah, yes, sir. That's exactly what we're talking every day. It's you, and I know you've been here a lot, and it takes a lot to. I'm still there, guys. I'm building the technology, and I'm still evolving as to doing. You see, like when Mark, you were like, how do I make a CTA? And I went into Dubb to show you, because that's my default, right? My default is still the traditional method.
Right.
So you're not alone. Nobody, guys. We're all learning this, where the new default will be something that's 10 times easier than what it used to be. And once you're operating at that new level, you'll have a whole new different set of problems, right? It's like more money, more problems, more.
Well,
more
the good thing is the reason I stuck
more
with
problems.
the two page was the next step is to do what the other gentleman that's knocking it out, Greg, who does the RPR. He's doing an 8 or 12 page CMA. Well, I'd run into the same thing.
He has a lot more there too. It's right.
But how do you
let's
one document instead of 12 or 8 pages?
It's already one document. Yeah. It's already there.
You've already showed me.
Yeah, exactly. But to your point, it felt like it was two separate things, and I experienced the same thing, right? This looks like two. When you click on it, it opens over here. It looks like it's two, but this isn't actually the document. This is just the preview, and so the actual document is down there. But let me just this is a note for ourselves, because if we both kind of didn't see that, then there's definitely a way to improve the UI there, so that make documents / items more visible. Like it notifies you. Like I remember ChatGPT said, "Oh, your thing's ready," right? If it was going to take for minutes, it'll notify you. We can certainly do that as well. That way, whatever just happened doesn't happen again. So thank you for that, Mark.
All right. Well, it's amazing. If you stick to it, good things happen.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, but we're getting closer. I mean,
appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Right on. Okay, Matt, thank you for your patience, my friend. Are you there? Your microphone is on. Question about preview. Is this SMS email? Matt Walton, if you want to. turn your mic on, or I didn't see the first part of the question, I think, so I wanted to confirm if it's for SMS or email, or maybe Rob or Ina, did you guys see his first part of his question?
Yeah, I think it was actually answered in the chat. Let me see.
Oh,
Matt.
Matt, your
Well,
mic is on there.
Yeah,
oh,
go ahead, Matt.
hello.
Hello, how's
Yeah.
it going?
Hey, good.
Yeah.
I, if I use a preset
Mhm.
uh, and I create a video
Yep.
and I notice that when you are ready to send it out, it has a blank to put the email in that you are going to send it to, correct? Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, does that automatically send out a text too, or do those not go out to text?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm glad you're here. Let me break down a couple of things for you. So this is what we're talking about when you have a video and you want to share it. There's a couple of fields here. This one, where it says add an email for tracking. This is where you can add an email, but the only thing this one is going to do is it's going to help you identify who's watching the video once you go to share it. So this first field
Okay.
doesn't share anything, it's just for tracking. The other one, do you see where I click this email tab? This
Yeah.
is specifically email. You can see you can connect any email address, Gmail, Outlook, SendGrid, whatever. And here is where I could enter an email address or a list of emails, a group of emails. And this is actually sending the email to them through Dubb using your email. So this
Okay.
is email only. Now, there is not any text message in this particular section. There are text messages on Dubb. So like I can go right here to a campaign, to SMS, and I can send text messages through Dubb. However, there's a prerequisite to doing so, which is we need an online phone number. Like a Twilio or Dialpad, Ring Central. Are you familiar with something like that, Matt?
I have heard of those. Yeah.
Okay. So the way it works now is if you want to send text messages in bulk, right, in automation, like as a trigger, just a text message
Well, actually, all I want to do is just know how to send one because I am
from
not
your
usually doing bulk.
from
Yeah.
your
So
cell
I'm
phone,
just doing, pardon me?
from
Yeah.
your personal self. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
iPhone or Android?
Um, iPhone.
Oh, what did I do with my mobile? I think I dropped my. Oh, here it is. Thank God. All right. Let me show you. You said iPhone, right?
Yeah.
This is how you send a text message. Well, first have the Dubb app installed on your phone. You have
Correct. I
that?
have that.
Okay,
Right.
perfect. Now, when you want to send a text message on iPhone, open a text message. This could be to an existing person or to a brand new person. I'll tell you about the difference in behavior here in a moment. To add the message, you just simply click the plus button. There's Dubb. Here's my videos and my video library. And all I need to do is tap the video to insert it. Oh, here on. Let me connect my Wi-Fi. Sorry. Sometimes I disconnect my thing because it's I don't want to get a call during the thing. Sorry, get back in there. So in that little widget, it will load your videos, and then you can tap to insert and share the video through a text message with the preview and everything like this. Now, to follow up with your earlier question about the what do you mean cold or not? So here's the thing: is we were talking about online numbers. When online numbers for mass text messaging became popular, however many years ago, a lot of scammers got involved, right? A lot of bad actors.
Uh,
And so the carriers had to protect people from those bad actors. And so what the carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, et cetera, what they did is they said, well, what can we do here? Well, how about this? If somebody you've never responded to a message from, meaning they might have sent you messages, but you've never responded to them, you don't know them, they're not a contact. If they send you links, the links should not be clickable. Also, if they send you images, the images should not automatically preview because it's like a privacy thing, right? People could send nudes to people or whatever, like,
yeah.
traumatic images. So links should not be clickable and images should not be visible to completely unknown cold contacts and senders, right? If I'm receiving something, that's what the carriers did to protect. As a result, you need what's called like an opt-in or a reply or something if you want that preview to show automatically. This does not exist for every single carrier, for every single phone. Like if it's iPhone to iPhone iMessage, it's slightly different rules, right? If AT&T to AT&T, Verizon to T-Mobile, there's small little inconsistencies across there, but as a general rule, I would say if you're first time ever text messaging somebody, you would typically say something like, "Hey, it's Matt. Do you mind if I share a video? Or do you want to see a video? Or I made a video for you about XYZ. Do you want to see it? Or would you like to see the video I made for you about XY?" Basically, you just want them to say something like, "Sure, yeah, okay," or anything other than no or stop or opt out or whatever, right? If they reply something like that, they're not interested, leave them alone anyways. But the idea is if you get that little bit of yes or permission thing, the carriers no longer care at that point. You're going to get perfect delivery from, images, clicking, everything works. Without that little bit of message, there's a high propensity of your message, the link not working, and not just Dubb. This is any link, right? Any link, any image not working or showing if you don't
Okay.
have yes first.
Now, now I am not sending out mass links right now. I am just sending out individual text to patients of mine.
Mhm.
Um, so I am not sending these out to cold people. These are people that have requested an appointment at my office. So they gave me their email
Yeah.
and
This is
all of
not
that kind
cold.
of
This is not, yeah.
right.
That's a problem though, in the sense that they're expecting the message, but they're still from a carrier and an email standpoint, they are cold, right? Because like the email service
Okay.
providers have never seen you guys exchange emails before, and the phone carriers have never seen you guys exchange phone calls or text messages before. So
Okay.
from their perspective, it's cold. The good news though is with those people, make the email, make sure it sounds what we call transactional, right? Like here's your receipt, here's your appointment confirmation. That type of stuff gets delivered extremely well. What doesn't get delivered extremely well is very salesy things, right? It's like,
Okay.
"Hey, you showed interest in this thing back and then, and I have an offer for you." That's a very
Okay.
salesy email, much less likely to be delivered. But if it's like,
Okay.
"Thanks for scheduling, here's the confirmation of your thing," very,
That's
very
exactly what I'm sending, but I want to send the video along with that to explain to
okay.
them what their
Okay.
consultation is going to be about.
Understood. So then what I would say is some bit of message in there that says, "Hey, it's Matt confirming your appointment. Respond why or whatever to confirm." That way they get something in response, and then the video and everything will play perfectly there in the same message that was already delivered. Does that make sense?
Uh, so I have to get a response from them
You don't
then?
have to. You just encourage it because it will make the video like what's going to happen is if so they confirm they fill out a form, it generates an appointment. They get
Yeah.
the video text message comes to them automatically or manually, right? It's either from you or from Twilio. It
Right,
doesn't
right, right, right.
so they get the message, and if depending on the carrier, the situation, or whatever, it's either going to be not clickable, it's going to show a link and they can't click it, or it will show the link and it'll be clickable with the preview. That's carrier and stuff dependent.
Okay.
But in most cases, I would say if they've never responded, the link wouldn't be clickable. And so the message should say, "Hey, it's Matt confirming your appointment. Respond Y to confirm or C, or if you have a question or something." And then if whatever they respond with, hopefully anything, if they respond, then this preview, as soon as they type whatever, the preview then will load and the link will become blue or clickable. And in those
Huh.
situations where it's not. So that and unfortunately, again, there's nothing anyone can do from a sender to carrier standpoint. It's just the way that they tried to protect us from bad actors.
Okay, well, that explained that very well. Thank you very much
Yes,
for
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
I
Okay,
never
good. I'm
got that.
glad.
Um, uh, but to go along with that, my main original question was when we use a preset and we use the buttons and all of
Mhm.
that stuff, based on what you said is, are those kind of videos only only available through email?
No. Okay. Excellent follow up here. There's two options here of video text messaging. One is you can have the video like this
Yeah,
natively play right here
right,
in text
right,
message.
correct. Okay,
I personally do not recommend that because you lose the tracking and the buttons and the landing page and the AI
right,
thing.
right,
It's just
right,
like sending a regular video.
right,
There's no
right,
benefit.
right, right,
So
right.
I don't, but some people are like, look, I don't care about the tracking and all that stuff. I just need to get the video there. So I'm like, okay, that's why we added the option for the people that aren't concerned about the landing page and
Yeah.
the tracking and the button. But for everybody else, there's a little switch. Let me show you this. In the preset, actually, right here. So in your preset, there is a switch that says, where is it? I'm trying. We just consolidated these things right here. Display video SMS preview. And so it'll say in newer devices, and it's not even this again, this was only used to be Apple, and then Android changed it. So we wrote this description before the carriers just went all over the place with it. It's unpredictable at this point. I would say that rule I gave is the vast majority, where if they don't know you, you've never sent, just count on that. But if it is, oh, well, you're both on AT&T and you're both on iPhone, it's an iMessage, and it circumvented that. Well, that was the exception to the rule. But anyway, this is the switch. If you want the full video to play in the body, leave that switch on. If you do not want the video to play in the body, turn the switch off. So personally, my recommendation is to have the switch off. So the preview will still show, but it won't play the full video there. It'll just have the looping GIF.
Okay.
Cool?
Yes. And where do I get that link to send the whole with the tracking and all that stuff? Is that the same link that I use to email it?
Okay. How are you emailing it? Is this through a system, through an automation, just manually? What does email look like?
Manually.
Gmail or Outlook or through Dubb directly?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay, because
Does it matter?
there's two options there. If it's through Dubb directly, Dubb works by connecting your Gmail or Outlook or whatever, right? So your email is connected directly here. When you send it, it's coming directly
Yes,
from
I
you.
haven't connected it yet because I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's another thing I don't know how to do.
We need to get you into your one-on-one. Matt, are you still in a free trial or on a paid plan?
Oh no, paid.
Okay. Matt, I'm gonna chat you something right now. Actually, let me see if I can. Where are you, Matt? Guys, we need to get an optimization link. Ina, Rob, can you guys help me? We do a one-on-one for every single customer where we will connect your Gmail and set up your landing pages and all. And if you haven't gotten that yet, it's because we haven't gotten to deliver your optimization training yet. So,
well, I've had one, but I was so cold that I didn't know
you weren't ready for it.
I was looking for.
Yeah. So let's get one now where we need your, and let me give you a short list here. One is, are you Gmail or Outlook?
Gmail.
So connect Gmail is step one. Step number two, because what you were asking here is, well, where do I get the full link and all that? I would say don't even bother with that stuff, because if we connect your Gmail here, you can just do it all in your own system. Or alternatively, you could do it in Gmail. Like, let me just show you. There's a little shortcut here in Gmail. Geez, Gmail's so low right now. Okay, like this, and I can click it. And then let's say if I want to insert my video, and that little, where do I add that's all right here, right? So I can enter the email and then insert this all without leaving Gmail, right? And now it's ready to go. So that one method, but the other method could be even from right inside the dashboard, right? So it kind of ends up depending on where you're more comfortable, more native. I mean, because you're new to Dubb, this might actually be easier for you using directly inside of Gmail. But I think connecting your Gmail here is a good step, because if you ever want to do a campaign, an automation, something in bulk, that's all native inside of Dubb as well, and require your Gmail.
So that link that goes into the Gmail, would that be the same link that I use to send a text to? Or not?
Yes, you could. You could absolutely send the same exact, like if I do this, right? I add Darius at Dubb. I mean, I want to send this video to Darius, and I want to know when Darius at I don't know what that is, when watches this. So this same exact link, I'm just going to show you the link itself. This is the full link that includes the contact tracking, right? It's going to tell you exactly who's watching. This exact link could be sent through email, through text, through social media, through anywhere. and it's going to work exactly the same way. It's going to go to the landing page. It's going to track who's watching,
Okay.
your buttons and more. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I was going to say this one's a little long though, and there's a couple shortcuts and circumventions. Like, so for example, we have this option that is copy short URL, right? And you're going to see the URL is a lot shorter than the full long one from the website. So there's a few optimizations we built, again, depending on the nuance of everybody's business. So the most important thing is, let's build your hit list of things you want to do right now. You're like, well, I want to send videos. I want to send text messages from my personal cell phone, iPhone.
Yeah.
I want to send, you, and you just saw, right? You could send it through Dubb or through Gmail, which you think is more convenient for you?
Yeah.
Probably Gmail, right?
Yes. Yes.
So there's your 2 hit lists so far. I want to send text messages from my cell phone. I want to send video emails through Gmail, and maybe eventually some CRM and bulk stuff. So then just jot a couple of those notes for your own internal meeting, and then schedule your one-on-one, and we'll help you get those knocked out.
Yeah. Thank you, Darius. Appreciate it.
Right on. Absolutely, my friend. Thank
you so
you
much. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Welcome. All right. I think that's everything. Oh, Doug, your question, Doug, if your microphone's still on, why does it need everything? Why does Dubb AI ask for every permission for Gmail? Right, Doug?
Yeah, I just, don't want it editing my labels.
No, okay. And here's the thing is, it won't do those things unless you ask it to. If you say, hey, come organize my inbox for me, you make up the labels, it will do that. If you say, just read my emails, just send emails on maybe, it's only going to do the things you ask it to. It will never come and change or add or delete labels if you never say anything about editing labels or organizing. So it's asking permission so that it has. You could also, I think, there's several check boxes.
Yeah,
you don't have to check.
I tried to do it by checking, certain ones, and it wouldn't connect unless I selected all.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let me see if can we allow anything less than full. And for example, guys, like on the mobile app, we can't, right? We need full access to the microphone, to the camera, to the storage of the device. We need full otherwise it fails too. And that's, traditional technology. So it could be something similar here with the connection to Gmail, where it's like it's either all or none. So my assumption was that we could check a box or two, but Doug, you've confirmed that it's asking for everything.
Yeah, there were like 7 check boxes, and I checked 5 of them, and it wouldn't connect unless
you don't need to touch my labels. Don't worry about my labels. But I will say this: I've not seen or heard of an instance of it touching labels when it wasn't instructed to ever. So it's usually very good about that. If you don't mention organization or labeling, it should never touch those things. If you just say whatever, like read my email or write my drafts and stuff, should never touch labels.
Okay. Now, but as far as, just now when you were talking about emailing of, the video rather than, so I don't have to download the link and so forth. Then does that email provide both the gift and the video, or just the...
Perfect question and example, Doug. Like what the whole theme of today, guys, has been about the old way versus the new way. The old way is exactly what I just showed again, right? Matt was like, how do you send a trackable video text message or video email with a GIF, with tracking, with everything? How do you do that? And it used to be the method I literally just showed. I went the old school way again, right? That's always the default, even for me still. But to your very good question here, Doug, is absolutely that's a skill within Dubb AI. So I'm going to share my screen again momentarily. And one of the skills is, yep, go ahead.
Then do I have to connect my Gmail with both Studio and AI separately, or?
No, you wouldn't need both separately. I'm trying to think of why. I don't.
Well, once we get done with the CRM, it should have everything.
Yeah, it'll be inside of Dubb.com anyways. For this specific skill, though, you do want Gmail connected directly to Dubb AI, because this specific skill I have highlighted here on my screen, it is doing that. It's connecting to your Dubb library. It understands how our technology works, so it's generating the GIF of the video, and then it's inserting that into the email with the subject and body. And so it needs Dubb connected and Gmail connected for this skill to work. but it's the perfect segue of the theme here, of today's theme, right? Old way versus new way. Old way is go into the system, type in these things, click on these buttons. The new way is one time only, click the switch, right? Turn on the skill, connect the Gmail, whatever. And then forevermore, it's just come over here and click a button and say, take my video, take my email, send this stuff to these people. Done. So,
Okay.
cool.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Perfect question. And I love how everything was just connected to that same theme today of kind of old way versus new way. So, all right. Ruben, Rob, you guys have anything else? I know we're almost at the 2 hour mark, so I'm gonna need to. We're gonna take a break here after, right?
Yeah, I actually have some curriculum training prepared here on my screen. Are there any other questions? We want to make sure that we address everyone.
I think we got every. Unless I missed something earlier, I think we're all caught up now. Everyone's chats and Q&As are answered.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me just get myself prepared here.
All right.
I've got a little bit of an inception video inside the video training prepared here. Okay, let's take a look here.
You ready? I'll get you spotlighted.
Yeah.
Cool. There we go.
All right, cool. Okay, so just give me a moment here. Let me just make sure that my screen is ready to present. I like full screening things before I. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so um, we are we are all on Zoom multiple times per day, right? Every single day we use Zoom for various things. We use it for webinars. We use it for meetings. Sometimes people use it to record videos. Now, recording videos in Zoom is not really required because you can use the Dubb webcam on the website. You can use the Chrome extension. You can use the desktop app. You can use the mobile app. But the thing that we always like to say is, if you are in Zoom, one of the things that we evangelize is to use HD video inside of Zoom. So a lot of people don't know that this feature is possible inside of Zoom. You can have HD video, and you can also have some updated effects, like some appearance stuff, blur my background, touch up my appearance, portrait lighting, and a number of other things. I'm also going to show a bonus as well if you are using Apple, on how to use your iPhone as the continuity camera, which is basically using that high quality camera on your iPhone as your webcam. So that's a little bit of a bonus at the end. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to notice inside of Zoom here is if you click on the video link, if you click on the video icon right here on the bottom right, you will notice that there is an up arrow. If you click on that up arrow, you can click on video and effects settings. Now, once you select that, you are going to be taken to the area where you can manipulate the video and effects. So the first thing that I would say is So the first thing that I would say is to make sure that HD is selected. So once again, video icon, up arrow, video and effects settings, and then make sure that HD is selected. That is what's going to give you HD camera footage, okay? The quality, right? That's a resolution thing, very specifically. So I would invite everyone on this call, if you're a panelist, if you're a host, if you have the ability to turn your video on, I would just invite you to make sure that that switch is on, because that's really going to give you that high quality video. Okay. Now, the second thing that you can do, there's also some other options, which is your original ratio, mirror my video preview. These are options as well. My settings are perfect. And the reason why I know that is because when I put the logo as my virtual background and then I export the video, it comes out correctly. So if you feel like your logo or anything in your frame is showing as a mirror image, this is a way to sort of swap that. So for example, if you have a poster or some sort of an image of your logo of some words and it's not showing up correctly, like it's mirrored, that's a quick way to correct that. Okay. But the second thing that you can do inside of Zoom is to use the appearance option. And then some folks like to use this, touch up my appearance, which just does a little bit of skin smoothing. And you can turn that up or down depending on how much you want that. and then adjust for low light. There's another feature as well, which is portrait lighting, which sort of focuses the light on your face. So I would encourage anyone that's doing any type of video work to just take a look at these settings, put yourself in full screen, really make sure that you're comfortable with what that looks like. And then the third thing that I'd like to show you is the ability, if you are on Apple, this is the ability inside of your iPhone to turn on the continuity camera. So this is a switch that a lot of people don't know about. And if you go to the general settings, AirPlay and continuity, and you scroll down, you will notice an option for continuity camera. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to set up your iPhone on the back camera, the back lens, as a webcam. So let me actually go ahead and show you what the difference is. So I have my iPhone set up right here as my continuity camera, and I select this, and then you'll notice it's a little bit zoomed out, but you'll notice that is my iPhone camera. So I don't know how much of a resolution you notice here, but it's technically using a higher resolution camera. I think this is a 1080p camera as opposed to the one on my MacBook, which might be a 720. So that really depends on what you're looking for in terms of your quality, in terms of your framing size. I use a stand. So I use a stand for my MacBook. So my MacBook is actually propped up and angled up, so that way the camera is at eye line. So this works really well for me. So yeah, hopefully that video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments or in the chat. Appreciate that. All right, so hopefully that was helpful to some folks. If that was helpful, please put one in the comments. We're always trying to provide value in these meetings. We come with our curriculum, and we come with topics. Of course, your questions come first. Okay, so Mark, I know that you have a new MacBook Pro. If you want to try it, give it a shot. We all have Zoom, so HT, let's make sure it's on. Touch up my appearance if you want that. Blur my background, virtual background, and portrait lighting, which puts the light on the face. Okay. There is another training that I have, which is a pretty involved training, but I'm really excited to share this with you all. The first thing that I would like to do, though, is I would like to understand, if anyone wants to just put it in the chat, I would like to understand if folks are using social channels to generate leads. Are you using Instagram? Are you using Facebook? Are you using TikTok? Are you using YouTube? Are you using any of the social channels to generate leads? Because one of the training videos that I'd like to do is to show you how to use Dubb to really power up your whole social channel. And when I say your whole social channel, I mean all of your channels, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, your X, your TikTok, your LinkedIn, and on, whatever channel you're using. Facebook is an amazing place to go and put content. And one of the reasons why Facebook is so powerful is because any business that is spending money on their Facebook page or on advertising probably has to start out at facebook.com. And then you have to go to the ad section. So a lot of the times you are going to get business people who are investing in their social channels to start off at Facebook. It converts really well. Matt, thank you for that feedback. Yes, yes, yes. Love that. Rob, Facebook, love that. Let's do this. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to give you a training video on how to use a simple video app to power up your entire social channel. Okay. Now, one of the most difficult things to do is to create user generated content. But this is, in fact, one of the most powerful things that you can do to power up your channel. So, UGC, user generated content, just basically means that we are taking real users, real clients, real folks that are consuming our products and services and creating original content. So that can be us as the creators, as the entrepreneurs, as the business people, as the sales leaders, but it can also be our clients or hired spokespeople or someone that works for us. Maybe you just hired someone that's going to help you with some marketing and you know that they have the ability to create videos. Why not empower them to create original content to power up your social channels, to go and generate leads? The reason why we want to put content on social channels is simple. We want to generate leads on the most powerful social channels available, and we want to do it for the lowest amount of cost. In fact, social leads are known to be of the highest quality because these are real people. These are not bots. These are not, sort of weird, strange things that happens in the advertising world. These are real individuals that are on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube looking for content in your niche, on your topic. And why not capture some of that traffic, take them through our funnel, have them watch our video on those social channels, have them click on a link below, have them place a comment below, have them click on the link in our bio to ultimately go to our funnel. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, screen is prepared. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to present is what our social channel looks like. This is our Instagram as an example. Dubb Team is our username. I invite you guys to follow us. We put a lot of time and effort into our social channels. But what we are doing here is very specific. We are trying to gather social proof in the most authentic way possible. Okay, so if you notice here, we have our existing users of Dubb, which is me, which is Natalie, which is Darius, which is Rob, which is Kimberly. We've got all these folks who are creating original content. And then we now take those videos and add them as collaborators to place them on our Instagram account. This also applies to our Facebook, to our TikTok, to our YouTube, and to our X. In fact, we have an automation that I'll show you in a later video on how we publish to one channel and it automatically publishes to all of the other channels. So if this is interesting for you to have spokespeople on your social channels, I would love to get a one in the comments. It just kind of pumps me up. I want to show you how we do this system. Okay. The first thing that we do is we use the Dubb mobile app. Okay. The Dubb mobile app, the reason why it's so powerful is because it allows us to write a script directly in the Dubb mobile app. There's an AI writer that's trained completely and totally on your business. Okay. What this does, it allows you to write your script, and then the script can be then read in the form of a teleprompter. So now we can take our phone, we can have our script that's prescribed. It can be us, it can be that new person that works for us, it can be a client doing a testimonial, it can be a hired spokesperson. But all we need to do is basically get them the Dubb mobile app, get them the teleprompter, and then they can record their video. Now, once that video is created, that video then gets uploaded into Dubb, and every video on Dubb gets a landing page. The video can be downloaded. It's very easy to manage at that stage. So at this stage, you have the Dubb video, and then there's a URL. So that URL is where the money is, because what you've effectively done is you've taken a human being to record an authentic video. It can be of their face, it can be of their screen, it can be showing something, it could be a walkthrough, it could be a combination. In fact, the Dubb mobile app allows you to record multiple clips and to merge those into one. So you can start with a face, you can show something of value, and then go back to the face to have a call to action. We call those sandwich videos. We love those videos, right? Because it has that humanity, it has the authenticity of a human being, and then it shows something of value on a screen, on a piece of paper, physical space, and then it goes back to the human being saying, if you're interested, if you want to learn more, comment below, link in bio, a call to action. Start with a hook, provide value, provide social proof, make it interesting, make it entertaining, and then end with a call to action. That is always our go-to. Okay. Now, once you have that URL, now you're empowered to power up a whole social channel. So at this stage, You can say, well, do I have an editor? Am I going to edit the videos myself? Do I outsource this? Do I work with an agency? There's a lot of different options that you can have now that you have this video URL. So once you have that video URL, what you can do is you can use Slack. This is an example where we share the URL of the video. In this case, this is Natalie. This is one of our users and spokespeople. She's a real estate agent out in New Jersey, and she's also a spokesperson for Dubb. So when she records one of these videos, she shares it in our Slack channel, and then we can then go and download this and edit it, and she does not have to do any of the heavy lifting. The last thing we want to ask her to do is to go and do video editing. We want to make her job as easy as possible. So all she has to do is write the script, read from the teleprompter, record it, and send us the link. If you don't want to use Slack, you can also use email. So this is an example where she might email us with the link. This is a direct access to the link. And then if you notice in that video, there's a download video option. So at this stage, you now can empower a video editor or an agency or someone to go make this their full-time job. I can guarantee you that every dollar that you spend into original content on social is going to give you a minimum of $3 back if you do it the right way. Okay, I repeat that. For every dollar that you invest into social, we'll give you a minimum ROI of $3 back. So that's a 300x return on your investment when it comes to social content, but you have to do it the right way. Okay. So, and the right way means having a hook, providing the value, not being salesy, providing the social proof, giving a call to action, having a funnel in there with, a chat automation, which we can talk about later, a link in bio that leads to a funnel, and then the whole sales process of nurturing those folks and engaging with them and then getting them to convert. So 300% ROI on this type of effort. Okay. So we have our video. We share the link, we share it via Slack, we share it via email. And now what we can do is we can go through the editing process. We can edit this video, we can add B-roll. B-roll just means the A-roll is the narrator of the individual speaking, and then the B-roll is showing something on the screen. So it could be, again, it could be recording your screen, recording a document, recording a book, recording a physical space, whatever it needs to be. Your editor should be able to go and do this and figure it out. There's AI content they can use. You can provide content. There's probably a Google Drive, a Google Photos folder of 100 videos that you already have specific to your business. Or you can take your phone and start recording content. We all have a production studio right in our pocket. So why not record a couple of clips if that is required for the video? Sometimes it's not required. Sometimes just a simple face video providing high value content for your audience is absolutely sufficient. Okay. Now, at that stage, what you want to do is you want to take it through the editing process. Okay. So in this case, this is an example of Premiere. This is the Adobe video editing software that we use. You can also use CapCut. CapCut's a really good program. There's a free version of it, but there's a number of paid options which will require an upgrade. You can use Filmora. There's a number of video editing programs that you can use. If you are considering hiring an editor, you can go to fiverr.com and find an editor. You can go to Upwork and hire an editor. You can even hire a video editing agency like Video Husky or one of those firms. If you type unlimited video editing, there's a number of agencies where you pay a certain amount of money and they will go and do this video editing for you. Now, once the video is done, the next thing that we recommend that you do is to post this from the correct channel. So this can be your channel, it can be from the spokesperson channel, whoever's original channel that this is going to be placed on. We need to make sure that you post this, you publish this, you put a good caption. Putting captions on the video is also really good in case people have their phone audio off. But what we always recommend on Instagram in particular is to use the invite collaborator option. So the great thing here is that in this case, this is a video that Natalie posted on her account right here. This is Natalie's account. but every single one of these videos that she's posting on her account is adding Dubb Team as a collaborator. So that becomes really interesting because now when you have a video on our account, it's going to show up like these are all of our accounts. These are all of our influencer accounts. So this is my account. This is Natalie's account. But the point though is that when you do go ahead and publish those, it is going to add Dubb, in this case, the company, as the primary, as I should say, as a collaborative poster. So this is a really good way to get two videos for the price of one. So just to reiterate that, when you publish a video, you want to go into the editing section right here. You want to select tag people here, and then you want to go ahead and add collaborator, invite collaborator, which is right there. So this process is what takes you from A to Z on creating a content, creating videos, using a teleprompter, recording those, sharing those with an outsourced video editing team, publishing those to a YouTube channel, inviting your channel as a collaborator, or you can just post those directly to your channel, and then activating this whole effort. Now, the thing that we always mention as before is make sure that you have a call to action. So, for example, this is our link right here in the bio section that is going to be the beginning of our sales funnel, right? So in our videos, oftentimes we recommend put a comment below or click on the link in my bio. Those are the two go-to things that we like to say. Sometimes we say just leave a general comment, but most of the time it's put the term AI or put the word Dubb in the comments, and that activates an automation, which I'll talk about in another video. Or we say click on the link in the bio. And in that case, we have our link. In this case, we have the referral link for Dubb, which pays out a 30% recurring commission in the beginning and then 10% recurring in perpetuity thereafter. So that's a really good way to monetize the social channel, which is exactly what Natalie's doing here. She's grown her channel. This was a screenshot from when she started the channel. She's grown her channel significantly to get more followers and to get more links, to more clicks, more views, and so on and so forth. So I hope that video was helpful for you. We love to share content just like this on how you can generate more leads for your business. We encourage folks to use video as much as possible and to use AI as much as possible. And that's what we're all about here at Dubb. So if you want to learn more, visit dubb.com.
All right,
Yeah,
perfect.
Mark, there's another tutorial that we have that does the automation of one to many channels. We use a third-party tool for that. It's an approved vendor actually from Meta. Mark, could you explain what you want to do a little bit on that?
Well, it just seems like one and done is always better, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so I'm thinking, Instagram is kind of king, but then there's LinkedIn and there's, all these other, TikTok, whatever. And if you can do it one time, that's very appealing because it's time consuming enough to do it once, I think, and keep up with it. So learning how to do it one time, do it well, like you just explained, I think would be very valuable.
Oh,
And
that's really exciting. You know what? I'll let me do the demo for you right now. I've got it prepared on my screen here. Um, okay, let me go ahead and do this right now. All right, there's one thing I want to fact check. I want to make sure that this is a Meta approved vendor before I say that. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. That is good to know. Just want to do a little fact checking before I start. Okay, so let's do this, Mark. I got you. Okay, so a lot of people say that we need to have. Okay, so let me collect my thoughts here. I'm going to do a video training here. A lot of people say that we have to be omni-channel in our marketing efforts, and I couldn't agree more. I think being omni is so important because different people are using different channels for their consumption of content, for where they engage with folks, where they post content, and I think it's very important that we meet people where they are. Okay? So one of the things that we recommend to people is to allow yourself to have an automation so that you can have a multi-channel approach to your social media. So what this means is that imagine if you could post to your primary channel. So a lot of folks say you should have one channel, which is your primary channel. For some people, it's Facebook. For some people, it's Instagram. For some people, it's YouTube. For some people, it's X. For some people, it's TikTok. It really depends on the individual and your target audience, but everyone should kind of know what their primary channel is. Now, whatever your primary channel is, we encourage you to go all in on that channel and to post natively to that channel so that you can attract your ideal client profile. But what this also means is that there's an opportunity to take that piece of content, which is most of the time it's a portrait video, which is a 9:16 video, right? That's the phone where it's upright. There's an opportunity to take that piece of content and to repurpose that to other channels. Now, the only exception that I would say is YouTube, which is for long form content, which is landscape format. That's the 16:9 format. That type of repurposing might not do very well onto, let's say, an Instagram or a TikTok, because those are primarily portrait based channels. So the way that we love to do this is we use a third party tool called repurpose.io, right? Now, we don't have a partnership with them. We don't have an affiliate link. It's just a vendor that we've chosen to use. And rest assured, they are a Meta approved vendor. So let me go ahead and share my screen and show you what this looks like. Okay, so if you notice right here, this is repurpose.io. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to obviously visit their site and grab an account. Okay. I think we spend about $100 a month on this. Okay. So the first thing that you will do is to connect all of your social accounts into your repurpose account. These are your connections. Okay. This is what's going to allow you to interconnect all of your social channels. Now, once you connect those, what you can start to do is to create automations. So in this case, when we post a video on, in this case, Darius's account on Instagram, it's going to post it to TikTok. And when we post to the Dubb Instagram channel, it's going to post it to TikTok. And when we post to the Instagram channel, it's going to post to the X channel and YouTube and so on and so forth. All of these are automations. Now, this does not happen in real time. Okay. So, what will typically happen is we will post to Instagram and then the automation will get triggered. And they call it a cron job, which is a chronological scheduled task that this automation will do. And then within the next several hours, it will take that piece of content and then it will repurpose to the other channels. It will repost it to the other channels. So this is a really good way to say, I'm going to go all in on Facebook, or I'm going to go all in on YouTube, or I'm going to go all in on Instagram, and then have the automation post it to your other channels. Why? To be omni, to capture traffic across all channels, to not leave money on the table, to meet people where they are, because people use different channels at different times, at different stages, for different needs in their lives. Most of us have multiples of these apps open, and sometimes we get a ping or someone sends us a link to check out a piece of content, and before you know it, we are consuming content on that channel. So why not be omni? And this is a really easy way to do it. Here is the proof of concept right here, which shows where we did post a video, and then it go ahead, and then the system does the automation to post it to the other channels. So the thing that we always recommend, though, is that when you are posting content, always start with a hook, always provide value, be visual in your communication, and end with a call to action, and always have your bio link available in your bio section. That's the account section on your social channel. So that as you're driving all this traffic across all these channels and directing folks to a specific link, then you could create that funnel to ultimately convert. Now, If you visit Dubb.com, there's a bio link option which you can use that is going to allow you to put a video and to have a landing page so that you can direct your traffic and you can start to monetize your social efforts. You can also integrate all of these technologies into your Dubb agent available at ai.dubb.com. So we encourage you guys to check that information out. If this information was helpful, let me know in the chat in the comments. We'd love to get feedback on it. And check out Dubb.com if you want to learn more.
That was great. Nice job, Ruben. That was awesome.
Mark, drinking from the fire hose?
For days and weeks now.
That's what we do over here.
But I'm adjusting to the waterboarding.
No. Um, yeah. It's amazing what you can do on Fiverr. Fiverr is one of those, like, if I were to look at Fiverr right now, and if I'm just going to do this on the fly with you, because I love this site for entrepreneurs. If I were to say set up my Dubb account, there were some folks on here. There's some folks that do some stuff like right here. He'll set up your Dubb account. There's a number of these folks. We've never worked with these people. I actually don't know who these people are. So they just sort of set up these channels. But the other one is repurpose. Um, I just want to make sure that repurpose.io is here. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that there's a number of these folks that offer micro gigs. So if you start to realize you have a goal, a need, you might be able to find someone who niches in that space that can do that for you. So tread lightly, check reviews. You want to make sure that they're that they have some social proof there. But that's an option for you. Is that what you were expecting, Mark?
Well, no, it's always more than I expect. I mean, it's like, yeah,
Right.
it's amazing, but also almost overwhelming because the more, for myself at least, I dive into this and try to master, the more I find out I don't know. And because there's just more and more opportunity to do a better, more effective job all
Yeah.
around. And this whole the other social media part is just another aspect of this whole thing. And that's going to be my next thing is once I get the Dubb video thing down, which I'm getting close, that'll be the next thing is to review all my social media and then do exactly what you just reviewed is how to do it
Yeah.
time and then replicate it.
No, that makes sense. I mean, a
And
lot of this is time on task. You say I'm going to get this done. You've got Dubb AI, you've got ChatGPT, you've got Claude to help you. So a lot of this is perseverance. You just keep pushing through. Like imagine going to Dubb AI saying, I want to set up a repurpose account. It's not going to give up. It's going to keep helping you. And we did this yesterday. I was on a call for 2 hours and 14 minutes yesterday trying to get something done. I was trying to connect GoHighLevel CRM to Lee's account. And I wouldn't give up. I was like, I'm not going to end this call until we do this. And we got to the 1 yard line. We got to the penalty kick. And I was like, oh, we got it. We got the green check mark. And it didn't work. And I was like, oh, I'm so really bummed. Let's wrap this call. Sometimes you just need to take a break and get some space from it. It was one of those moments. And then she had this light bulb moment. She's like, let me just clear my cache, let me clear my cookies, let me just try this again. So we ended the call, and then I just got an email from her where she said I was able to do it. It's connected now, and it's an extremely high value thing because what it's doing is it's going into her CRM to find her hottest deals. So it's like low hanging fruit. It's one of the most valuable things that you can do. So she was able to do it, and I was so proud of her to do that. So I'm gonna have her come back. But the point that I'm trying to make is that a lot of this is just perseverance, And you know what I always do? You know what my trick is? I put on an old movie that I've seen 100 times. I sit on the sofa, or I sit on the table. The movie's going on in the background, so I get a little bit of audible entertainment, and then I punch through and I keep pushing, and things happen. It's amazing, So perseverance is a lot of this. You are good at tech. I've met you. You are intelligent and you are good at tech. So if there's any idea that you have in your mind that you're not good at technology, I'm here to dispel that. And that's all not the case.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Cool.
Encouragement is always a good thing.
Mark, anything else? Anything else from anybody in the room before we ship out on this? Is it Wednesday? Ruben, what day of the week is this?
It's hump
Wednesday.
day.
Wednesday, middle of the week. Middle of the week. Anybody? Daniel? Jenny?
I
Steph?
guess one little thing is just you think it would be really simple, but I just did some videos and you play them back and my eyes are not looking at the camera. They're just a little down using the prompt and all that. So I guess the question is, should I be raising that camera on, well, in this case, it was my Apple higher,
Wait,
correct?
is this on your MacBook or on your phone?
On the MacBook, on the
And
Mac.
then what are you using to record?
I'm using my MacBook.
Like what are you using, the Chrome extension, the Dubb desktop app, the
Oh,
website?
just regular, not just a Dub Studio, not.
Okay, so what you're using to record is Rob, if you want to make me a host.
And I guess the thing I was thinking, part of the when I use the prompt in the script, I
Wait,
have.
sorry to cut you off. I just want to make sure that I'm on the right page here.
Right.
So you're using this?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. So the problem with this is that it's natively imperfect because the teleprompter, even if you prop this up,
Yeah, well,
the
exactly.
yeah, it's natively imperfect because we
Yeah.
can't possibly get this this teleprompter higher. It's impossible on this
Okay.
page. So
That's
this
what
is
I
why
was
we
asking.
yeah, it's natively impossible. So that's why we recommend to do what Rob does, which is to use the Dubb Chrome extension and then to get the teleprompter set up in there like this. And you can notice it's significantly higher. And then I can just click webcam, put my webcam up here, put my teleprompter, and then my teleprompter is as high as can be.
Well, that is probably the I mean, that is, yeah, that's okay. Walk through that again.
Okay, sure.
You're
Okay,
going
let
to
me let me
start.
do it. Let me give you a nice tutorial on this. Okay, so let me give you a nice tutorial on this. Give me a sec. Let me prepare. Let me clear my throat. Okay, so one of the easiest ways to record videos with a script is to use AI to write your script and then use a teleprompter to record your video. Um, if you go to Dubb.com, there is a really easy way to use a teleprompter directly connected to either your webcam recorder or a screen recorder. Let me go ahead and share my screen and show you what this looks like. So if you are on Dubb.com, you can click on create video right here. You can click on webcam, and then your webcam recorder is going to open. Now you will notice at the top there is a teleprompter option here. So now you can read from this script and you basically have a teleprompter while you're recording. Now, this is good. Now, some people, though, don't like that their eye line is slightly down from the webcam, because if you notice, it's like almost 2 inches down from the webcam. So it's not going to look like our eyes are looking directly at the camera. It's going to be obvious that they're looking down. So what we recommend for folks is to use the Dubb Chrome extension. So if you install the Dubb Chrome extension right here, you can click on it right here. And then this is going to open up the webcam recorder right here. So now what I can do is I can click on the teleprompter option right here, and then this is going to open your teleprompter, and it's going to put it at the highest possible place in your browser. So
Awesome.
now you can notice I have my script right here, and then I'm very, very close to the teleprompter. So if my eyes are right here, you might not be able to notice that. So let me just show you a visual for that. So if my eyes are here, looking at the script, and then on this video on the left here, you might not be able to notice that my eyes are actually looking down a little bit. So that's what allows you to really get that eye line as close to the webcam as possible. And then a bonus option that I would show you is the Dubb desktop app. So if you open up the Dubb desktop app, you'll notice the ability, let me pull that up. You'll notice the ability to, so here's the Dubb desktop app where you click on record webcam. And then here's the webcam recorder. And then if you click on this button right here, this is the teleprompter. And this is also going to give you the ability to record while you're reading from a teleprompter, all natively in your computer. And then you can move this up as close as humanly possible to your webcam to really give you that solid eye line where people are not going to be able to tell that you're reading from a script. So Dubb.com for the webcam recorder with the teleprompter, the Dubb Chrome extension, Dubb.com/Chrome. And then the third one is the Dubb desktop app, which is Dubb.com/desktop-app. And that is a free app that you can use with basic features. And then with the paid plan, you can get some of these premium features like this teleprompter as well. So I encourage you guys to start. All of this is basically accessible at Dubb.com. Thanks
Yeah,
for
if you
watching.
ever get and if you ever get a situation where, the teleprompter is like, say you have a webcam that's like way above the computer, like there's just no way that it's even going to remotely be close, like 'cause sometimes people have it really high, then you can just make it, have the scripts like you're looking down at something and then come right back up to camera when you're delivering it. So if the camera's up here, this is the webcam, but your script is right here, 'cause just how it's set up. Your webcam's up high, your computer's here, and I'm looking at the script right now. There's nothing wrong with when the video begins, make eye contact and then come down to what you're checking out and then come right back up to finish the sentence. It's kind of like an old acting delivery trick where you make eye contact in the beginning of the line. You can come down here if you need to check it and read it, and then come right back up at the end of the line. So if you do have no choice, like your webcam's way above and there's just no way you're moving it, either memorize it and do it in bits where you're recording clips, or you can just reference it, come right back up, deliver it at the end of the sentence, come right back down, look at it, come right back up. I don't think people mind that too much as long as you're delivering value. So if it physically is not possible and it's all the way up there, those are the two options you can do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Hey, we learned stuff from you too, Mark. You got great suggestions though. So, Ruben, anything else on your mind? Anything you want to cover before we end?
No, thanks, Rob. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Thank you for being the best part about Dubb.
Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks so much for showing up, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat station. See you, everybody. Take care.